All right. Y'all coming in, hit them shares and likes, and get this topic started. This gonna be the first section of it, and I'll run this back again a little later. After I make these runs, I'll run this again a little later. This is something we got to talk about. This one. It's got to be real. We got to be real. We see what's going on in this world. Uh, some stuff is just not even really debatable. Y'all can share. Okay, I see a couple people up in here. Y'all share, hit them likes. Well, somebody hit the likes already. Try to give me the least to like, uh, maybe 1K or something. We gonna see some text. What's the deal? What up? Dang. Oh, night skin. What's the deal, my brother? I didn't even know some of y'all was even following me. I was on my backup page. What you call it? Let's see. Yeah, we about to get this party started, man. Thank you. Say thank you at least. Well, I appreciate you, man. I didn't even know. Let me see something real quick. Freak HD. I made sure I put the words majority down because I know how this goes. So I ain't got really time for this. Not all. Not all heads come up in here and stuff. That majority. And highlight that nowadays. For the most part, the ones that be saying not all be the main ones. be the main. be the main ones. Accountability is probably the first issue, if not top, at least. Most definitely, most definitely. The lack of, man, that's why we can't move forward. It's the reason why a lot of things can't change. People can't heal. People don't like to mention the parts they played. For the most part, the reason why I'm talking about women today, because I think, and that what's that? The first prompt actually plays a major part, though. The thing is, we see it. I think all of us see it, though. We see it on all topics. That's the reason why I kind of put that on there. We see it like crazy, um, and it makes it no better when, and that enabling plays a major part. Plays a major part. Hold on, who is this? Zeus boy, you done got kicked out of Panda's room. I see.
Kid,
Yo,
man, what's up, dog? Hey, have you ever heard of this dude on TikTok by the name of
yes,
Public?
I was in that room. You got
Bruh,
kicked out of King Panda room.
dog, and look, this I heard about him before I even went on his live. I don't even follow him, right? And I see what this man is doing.
Yeah, he the main guy on this. One of the main guys on this app. He caters to women. And he's actually part of the
He the biggest simp I ever seen in my life. The
welcome,
biggest simp,
welcome. You're just
bro.
meeting
He the
him.
biggest.
Everybody know about him.
Oh my god! I just had a run in with him, and it blew
Yeah,
my mind. I'm like, wow,
yes,
this
sir.
man, he doing something real bad for society.
And you got 500 people over there.
I saw that. I saw it. They wouldn't even let me finish. And then whoever this woman, that woman, man hater woman was, she talking about something. I'm this and I'm that. Woman, I don't even know who you are.
Yeah, he got the whole divesta crew over there. All of them that love him.
That's unbelievable. I was like, you know what? They won't
This
even let
funny.
me talk. They wouldn't even let me talk because I was about to
Yeah.
lay it down to him. But it's all good. I was
No,
just
he
like,
don't do that. He booed me out my room before, like, cause he
that
had this
man,
one girl that kept trying to cheerlead for him.
yeah.
Kept trying to
Let me
cheerlead for
say,
him. And as soon as I come back, he like, you're disrespectful. I'm like, bro, you
yeah,
get to call
yeah.
me all these names. As soon as I
Right,
get back at one of your people that want to sit here and talk to me, it's me and you talking. She jumping
right.
in trying to help.
I'm
And I
like,
should, but I'll be back over
just
there.
stop.
I'll
You
be
gotta just
talking
stop.
again. It's like, nah.
I'm like, this guy
It's
gotta
cool
just
though,
stop.
but everybody Panthers can't save people. Well, it been saving people lately though. But
That's
hey, you
wild,
know,
You know
it's
what's
man.
gonna
funny?
turn on.
What's funny? Your name is Zeus, right? Correct?
What's the
Yeah.
deal, man? Who? You ain't say hi or nothing. You just came up here. What's funny?
Hey, what's
What's the
up?
deal, my brother?
How you doing? How's your day going?
I'm good, brother.
That's
You can
good.
go
That's
ahead and get on Zeus, I guess.
What's up? What's up?
you know Zeus was white.
Say what?
This is what I'm taught. Zeus is white.
Okay, though. Okay, well, what's the point?
Uh,
Hey, Zoo,
What's up, dog?
I want to say one thing. I experienced the same thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm saying is, as men, the way he argues, I don't think he's the same as us.
Nah, he not. That's what I was
If
gonna
you
talk.
catch my drift, I
Yeah,
don't think he's the same as us.
he's
And I
not.
picked it up immediately.
What's
He
up,
not.
Velly?
He's not.
Hey,
V.
he's a pretender.
He very much is a pretender, bro. Like a big.
So we understand.
Yeah, yeah. He a big pretender.
Okay.
Big pretender.
All right. I'm gonna leave it alone now, but I'm glad I'm not the only when I first heard that, I was like,
Hello,
hmm.
hello, my friend. Hello.
S-
I am
something's
from
off.
Sudan, Africa.
What's up?
You know about Sudan?
What is going
What?
on in this chat today? It's crazy.
Gone.
Sugan these nuts. Got him. Got him.
I gotta admit that was funny.
Oh, wait.
What up, Kev?
What the heck is going on today, bro? I don't think not one person mentioned the topic yet. I'm still drop you though, but that was funny though. That was funny though. Oh my gosh, what's
What you
going
on
on,
today,
bro?
Kev? What you on today, bro? So,
Nothing, man. I'm trying to get this little party started, man. We got to talk
yeah,
about what
hey,
ain't trying to get talked about for real. Cause
right.
people like him that you just left ain't gonna be able to
Yeah,
save
that's
him
what I
all
was
the
gonna say.
time, you know. Cause you know
Yeah,
they only hurting themselves for the most part. People that
for
support him
real,
is only hurting themselves. It's
man,
only so
bro.
much of you listening to somebody that's not holding you accountable and always trying to make you feel good, and you're gonna continue to not have a man.
That
You're gonna
shit wild.
continue going through my girlfriends is getting into it with me and all this other stuff. So
He
I
Hey,
talking
don't
about
know.
some
hey,
women.
Kev. Hey, Zeus. Hey,
What's the
is
deal?
it
Tax
Hey,
in
Velly?
the
Tay.
building.
Yeah, Belly. Hey, Tax Pearl, how you doing?
I'm okay. I wanted to. Okay, I'm going to only just probably comment. I don't even know if I should comment, Kev. I feel like you starting trouble, man, with these topics.
It is what it is.
I do feel like some women are protected and they shouldn't. Some shouldn't be because I feel like they hide behind stuff that I feel like should be addressed and it's
Yep.
not addressed correctly because people protect them a lot.
Yep.
The wrong
Preach.
ones, should I say?
Mm.
Let's see. Now, as far as like the government benefits, I don't know about that one. I don't know. Anybody else want to go? I just wanted to say that really quick
Why you say you don't know about the government?
because
What you got in mind?
I was talking about that with my friend actually yesterday. We talked about it a few times, but I don't feel like what I'm about to say will be accepted, probably or understood. So I'm gonna just leave that to myself.
Just say it. What the heck?
Okay. So
It's just
from
your
what
opinion.
I've
Or
Okay.
heard,
what?
Let me get mine.
I'm not about to get whooping.
Zeus, you
I'm
wanna
bring my
you
belt out. You brought out the wrong thing. It's like, nah.
I'm about to say, Zeus, you can go ahead and answer the questions if you want to.
Yeah, I go. Let me see. All right, so enablers like Pandora Society, entertainment, and men that lack self-discipline is the main cause. Yeah, and I'll say that like I was telling Kev, that damn what his name was, public offender, he lacked that. He literally lacked, because he said it himself. If you listen to the ignorance that he speaks, he said it himself. Yeah, I'm constantly working on things. I'm constantly working on myself. I'm constantly working on this and this and that. Sounding like a fool, right? And those are the damn panderers, man. That's hurting society. Those pander
True,
type of men.
true.
And so, and I wish that he could never give me a one-on-one with him. He couldn't. I make him look like the fool he is. I swear to God. He'll never come to my live, ever. But women majority are allowed to play victim to run away from accountability. Whoo-wee. Lord have mercy. Lord
Yeah, I already put
Jesus.
that in the chamber already because I had to
Lord
actually add that on it. I'm like, oh yeah, because I know. Watch this
man.
and pay attention. It's the reason why I put that down because I know some of them, if they come up in the box, they gonna do exactly what I just proved.
I
Just like
have
what they try to
been,
do
I
you
feel like
earlier
I've
in
been
Zeus room. I
attacked.
mean, what you call the room? He said,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is exactly what happened. Men don't listen." I went in there for a quick
I'm
second and
like,
seen you in there and stuff.
yeah.
So I'm about to do the
And I went
exact
up
same
there.
thing. I'm about to set it up because
I
somebody
went
gonna
up
I
play
feel
there.
like both
victim.
I went up there
both don't
because I
listen.
saw
It ain't just men. Women don't listen either. That's the problem. I've said that
I had went up
before
there.
on somebody's platform, and when I say they came out like wolves, you would have thought that I called them dirty, sneaky,
Yeah.
liars, all types of stuff. But all I said was I feel like they can be hard headed at times. And it was like, "What you mean by that?" I'm like, "You know, you don't listen all the time. That's why you're having the issues that you're having because you're not listening." And they was like, "What you mean? You're being biased." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm speaking
I was
from experience."
I was just gonna go up there and say a difference from an immature man not listening, right, and a mature man listening to women, right? And this,
Hmm.
they didn't even want to hear me out. Then this woman came in left field just talking about me, don't even know me, talking about
Hey,
I don't listen to women.
let me clear this comment though, because I see they so I'm gonna agree with you. What's his name? What's their name down there?
Who?
Jess, I don't know what your name is, right? So I see you put down here. What about the men that walk around and all that stuff? Of course, right? That's gonna happen regardless. We know that they wrong. Ain't nobody saying that they right, and it's horrible that they do that though. But like I said, the part that we always take out is the woman picked that man, and that's where the accountability comes in at, right? Because accountability works on two ends. It's just we always have half the story all the time, and that's the problem. So that's also the reason why I'm saying that they get to play victim. That's another victim type comment right there, right? Because what you
Mm-hmm.
did is just did the one in. What about the men that keep leaving out and these leaving our mothers doing this and all that stuff and leaving them single? But then again, they picking these dudes. So this is
Mm-hmm.
where you got to hold yourself accountable. I don't even know you a woman or not. So you just proved more of my point in this, and this gonna keep happening. You're not about to be the only one. You gonna come here, but what if Mr. Man is doing it? And I know the worst. I already know the worst of the worst, and it's gonna be even worse. Oh, what about SA? I know that's gonna come up soon, and because I'm gonna have to do this a little later because I'm about to get off in a few hours and stuff because I got to make a run. But I'm gonna run it back. So I'm glad that you just proved my point on that, and it's gonna keep getting proven. That's the reason why I put that in that color like that too, because it's about to happen. It's about to happen though.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, it's crazy, bro. I ain't gonna
What
hold
you
on
know
that
what
one.
I would say this one thing that kind of pissed me off is when I hear about the kids getting unalived or hurt real bad and the mothers by the mother's boyfriends and stuff like that, and then say, oh, don't blame her, she didn't know. So you mean tell me you don't know right from wrong? Because last time I checked, when Adam and Eve ate the fruit, they knew knowledge and evil, and that same thing goes for you too. No excuse.
Mm-hmm.
It just pisses me off because I'm like, you should have known. You should have better discernment. You can't tell me that you didn't know up until that point. You cannot
Mm-hmm.
tell. So I feel like some women should be in trouble as well when stuff like that do go down. I don't feel like she's a slide. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not
Mm-hmm.
right. Kids can't defend themselves. You are responsible to provide and protect for your children.
Right.
So yeah, some do it pisses me off, and I don't care who don't like it, but we need to start addressing things, whatever. I don't care if it's male or female. I don't care how pretty you look, how privileged you thought you were. You need to be held accountable for certain things because it's hindering our community, flat out.
True. True. Uh-huh.
Big facts.
What you got for us? Nice skin.
A lot of them think that just because they're women and they give birth and they have a pretty face, or they, you know what I'm saying, that they can get away with a lot of different things. Like this, say for example, if a woman get pulled over by the officer, she gonna put on her best self to try to get out there
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
instead of saying,
We
"Oh,
seen
you know
that
what?
before.
Damn, I messed up."
Manipulation game though. That's what it happens though.
Yeah.
So what you got for us? Nice skin.
How you doing? Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I'm sorry.
How y'all doing in the
See you
comments?
next, my brother. Nice. I'm trying to make sure I get everybody in and stuff. Cause we about to really get it started in a minute.
Yeah.
If y'all
I'm
can, the
gonna
people
sit in the
that's everybody that's
background.
waiting, y'all can tap in the box too. If y'all give me like 5K real quick, so we can stretch
We
this
could
for
tap
you. I'm
while we in
already
the
on the For You
box.
page. Okay. What'd you say?
We could tap while we in the box.
Yeah, you could tap in the box. Yeah, they
Oh
updated
snap!
that now.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Um.
If y'all got
Well,
some
I
friends, share them too.
copy that. Listen, that last live, like I really don't, repost lives and stuff like that. But that last live, bro, you put me on the map. That topic was on the map, bro. I reposted it on my page, so
What's
I'm gonna
that?
share it with. That was the last one with what's her name? Tansy Tap. Ah,
I be doing all types of stuff. I be thinking, oh, but I think I know what you're talking about. It's the one
I
with
think
the
her name
yeah,
Tansy.
yeah,
Tansy
man.
and I forgot who the other girl was.
Malaysia. I
Yeah,
didn't know
there
you
you
was in
go.
there. Okay, you was in there. So you was already follow me prior to. I think I had just seen you. Oh yeah, I seen you in what you call the room last night.
Yeah.
Yasmin. I thought that was the first
Um,
time he seen you.
fat yo, I ain't even man. No, you right. That's crazy. It'd be like that though.
Right.
I guess it's the setting. I guess it'd be the
Yeah.
setting. But now I got my little boy here. We on little boy time or whatever. So he gonna be loud. I can't even chime in how I want to.
Hmm.
But I do want to say, like, here's what it is for me. Once again, I can't speak for everybody, but I think it's a start. I think it's a
Hmm.
start. The problem that I have is I love, and I respect our women, right? And I come from a time where women they had a standard. Even though it was messed up and stuff like that, it was a standard. And I think it's like homegirl, what's her name? Tax Pearl. Like Pearl was just saying we gotta have these conversations, but we cannot have these conversations if every time a topic is brought up, it's gonna be derailed. Like it's just filibustering the damn topics at this point. Little boy, what are you doing? Hey, pardon me, yeah. I love our women. And it brings me at an impasse and uh what do you call that word? Like I'm speaking on both sides and shit. Sorry, I'm tired of shit.
Uh,
Hypocritical. It makes me
hypocritical. Okay.
hypocritical because I love our women and I'm married to a black woman. I got my mom's is black, my grandmom's is black, my cousins and my goddamn aunts is black, you know what I'm saying? But some of the things that be coming out these women's mouths, I just cannot defend, bro. I just can't. I try. It's like these big general statements. Oh, all black men are rapists, and you're like, what? Where you get this stuff from? Like I don't know, bro. They just have some crazy mindsets. It's either, like I said from the last live, it seems to be like really dismissive. And if it ain't dismissive, it just seems mean, like they always attacking some shit. So we can never really talk about it. It'll probably show itself up later on in the live or whatever, but
It will.
that's what it seems like to me. It never fails. It never fails. We got simple questions, simple answers. They won't answer the damn question. It'll always be a runaround and shit. Or what about men? The men do this. And I think we gotta start knocking down these conversational topics one by one. Another part of it is, why do women want the same standard as men? I think
Mm.
that's a big part that needs to be talked about because it's messing us up. Perfect example how somebody else was in earlier, and the first thing they say about is like, what about the men? And it's like, you're not a man. Men have different standards than women do. Men are held to completely different standards than women are. So we can't do that. It's not the same. They always try to make things the same. I don't know where they get this stuff from, but it's not going to happen. Like it just won't. And until we have these conversational talking points, it's not going to go nowhere. Like it just won't. But I'm gonna yield my time for a hot second.
Hmm.
I'll probably chime in a little bit later on because the little boy, what are you doing? Is putting the water in the bowl. Get the water out the bowl. Yeah, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna chill out with this little boy. All right. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me talk. All right, give me. So I'm gonna play with him for a little bit. You know, he gonna be loud, so I can't talk how I want, but I'm gonna chime in as much as I can. Appreciate the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. And the thing is, I do feel it's just like with text said, it's got to be one thing at a time. We mix things up, we will never get to the problem. I actually had a day I did about the men and stuff. I feel like they need to become better leaders. Also, pandered men, I feel like they a big problem. But, we got to speak at it because there's always going to be a counter. And it's going to show that people like to always counter things to just basically kind of, and then when we do that, we be back in middle ground. We can't address one thing at a time. Or what about this? What about? That's what and this was it's gonna keep happening. I already know today this gonna happen though. But that's the reason why I put that second one like that because I'm glad I had thought about it a little later because I was about to just have like a couple questions, but I added that on there because I know just to prove a point because you're going to see that. You're going to see that. It's going to be about it or what abouts, and you don't know what I've been through. I didn't know none of this stuff or whatever, but at the end of the day, the things what I learned, and I'm not even learned, what I noticed and recognize is that what what we do and don't know, we still gonna get held accountable for, or responsible for the situation. So I mean, that's just life. It's not we can't make excuses and to make it. Dang, like that. Okay, that's like hitting the lottery number. Dang, man, I could have put another number down and something like that. Like life gonna automatically just come to you, be like, you know what, bro? You should have hit the lottery number. Let's go and help you out. It just don't work like that, man. You missed out on that number. It's over. You know what I'm saying? You got to on to the next situation. You can make all the excuses in the world. Just like I use one of the harsh things, like you be like, I didn't know this person had a sexually transmitted disease, but now you have it. It's nothing you can do about it. You can't excuse and say I don't know and all this stuff, and it's going to go away. It just don't go away. It's always going to be a consequence for all of our actions. It's just up for us to take that consequence and learn from it instead of keep blaming and all that stuff. And then, and make sure the next person don't make the same mistake. Just like the person I always use, like eat poison and stuff. They didn't know it was poison. They ate it and they unalive. So we have to learn from them not to make the same mistake they made. Not that was their time. You know what I'm saying? That was their time. They had to learn the hard way. Some people have to learn the hard way, but some people purposely try to learn the hard way because they think they can do something different from the other one, and that's what becomes the problem. So that's why accountability is so important, man. Because if you can't save you, at least it save the next person. But everybody's so dang on selfish, all they think about is just themselves. So I just want to know if I can date somebody now, forget my kids. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure I can get with somebody and I can do this and all that. But sometimes you make your mistakes. You made your bed, you gotta lay in it. But go ahead, Nyquil. I think you next.
Hi, everyone.
Well,
Yeah, so I'm hearing I'm hearing the term standards and the term accountability thrown out a lot. And when I think about accountability and especially how lack of accountability affects society and makes, people's lives harder, I don't associate that with women. When I think about the people in society who aren't being held accountable, I'm thinking about politicians, I'm thinking about CEOs, I'm thinking about judges, billionaires. These are all very much majority men, right? So, of course, anyone can have a lack of accountability. But when I think about where are we being harmed, where is society being harmed by lack of accountability? I, if I had to pick a gender, I would pick men. And then, yeah, I've heard a lot of discussion about standards, right? And it's like, oh, well, men are held to different standards, and women used to be held to these standards, but now they're not held to those standards as much. And it's like, we should ask ourselves, who's setting these standards? Why are they setting these standards? And then we should examine the standards themselves to see if we even need those standards. When I look at men and women today, I don't think any gender is being held to any standard as a monolith. I think there's a lot of subdivisions, and I think certain men are held to different standards than other men. Same with women. So I just don't think we're barking up the right tree when we're like looking at this crumbling society around us, all this corruption in politics and corporations. And then we look at women who have like the least amount of power in all of those categories, and we look at them and we say, you should be accountable. And that's very confusing to me. And that's all I got to open with.
hmm. So what you mean by they have the least power? Explain that one.
So as I said, when
I
you
really
look
believe
at,
they got the most power.
well, like I
It could be
said, when
white
you
tea
look
women
at,
and black women. They both got the most power.
when you're done asking your question and then commenting on your question, I'll go ahead and answer the question.
Go ahead, my brother.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, like when I was referring to the positions in society that wield the most power and influence, what I was referring to is like CEOs, politicians, the president, judges, even down to police officers. These are all fields in which the majority of the people who hold these keys to power are men.
Okay.
Can I interject?
So yeah, I got a few questions for him though. Real quick. I got you.
Oh, sorry.
So just be.
I
You
understand what
understand what?
Michael is saying. I didn't I didn't read the first part. What do you mean by America is even worse off? I feel like that's maybe a broad
So
You're
statement.
absolutely that you're so correct. That is a very broad statement. I guess when I
yeah,
say worse off, we're kind of all just more frustrated than we've been. There are certain elements you can look at directly to say, oh, we're worse off in these regards.
am I
Economically,
going to
things are
answer it
getting
or am I
worse.
going to have to? Can I explain it or can you explain it for me?
I'm sorry, I thought she was asking me what I
No,
meant.
she was asking me because I think
I'm
pretty
sorry,
sure it's the
Michael.
title.
Yeah, I was asking
I
the host what
apologize.
he
My
meant by that.
apologies.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But no, I was just saying the only reason why I put that down is because for the most part it's like it's the behavior. We live in America. Well, I think so. I don't know. Some people come from different areas. But yeah, I live in America, so I might as well talk about that. And I see what's going on in America. So the reason why I'm saying that lack of accountability ability with women, majority, right, is the reason America is even worse off. So
And like, can you be specific? Like, in what areas is
so
America worse
besides
off?
just besides that companies is going down and businesses and freaking all this little government maybe climates and all that stuff making the lands worse or maybe politician and all that other stuff. um I think basically not holding women accountable is making it even worse because actually I'm explaining more. I'm just trying to post these little
Yeah,
videos
if
though,
I
but
may,
I'm just adding that to it. That's what's making it worse.
if I may interject, you confused me a little bit there because you started talking about how women are responsible, but then you pointed to fields in which men hold the power. You just deferred to corporations, businesses, and politics in which men
Yeah,
are typically the primary power holders there.
yeah. You keep talking about power holding, but that don't the kind of what they got to do with. All right, all right.
Well,
I'm
I think
done
we're
now.
confused
All right,
because
let me
we
get
don't
on
know
this
what
now
you
because I
mean
was just trying to post these
specific.
videos. So all right.
Like, how
So that's what I'm saying.
specifically is
What
America
you doing now?
worse?
Okay, you keep doing which is number 4, right? You keep making it seem like women don't have no type of power or something like that. You just talking about because it's like the patriarchy thing, right?
Well,
Of
no,
course, we already
I'm
know,
referring
but
to
it's the
where
same.
who has more power. I'm not saying these people have no power and these people have all the
What
power.
do
I'm
power got to
saying,
do with accountability?
what does power have to do? Well, don't you think people with the most power should be held to the highest accountability?
I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, I am though.
Yeah,
Like,
right. But that's not
okay,
dealing
let me
with the
ask you
topic
this:
though.
why
So
do we
you
not?
can't make up something that I'm
Let
not
me ask
talking
you
about
this,
right
sir.
now and then try to
Sir,
say that's the reason why women a certain
well,
way.
let
Hey,
me ask you
can I help
this:
you out,
why don't we
brother?
expect babies to be accountable
Why
because they don't
why
have
do
any
I
power,
expect that you can't stay
right?
on topic?
I
So
am on topic.
So
I just
right,
don't
Wait,
think
but
you're
like
letting me
host.
okay,
argue.
that's what I'm saying. This is excuses, right?
Well, wait. What
You
I'm
keep coming
asking you
up with you
directly:
talking
in
about
which
something that
way are
has nothing to
women?
do with it don't have nothing to do with women's accountability, and that's why I
Yeah,
be
but when I
meaning though.
ask you, you
So
Wait, we're
referred
what
having
to
some
politics
can we,
and
miscommunication here.
business and
There's
can we,
corporations.
miscommunication going on. There's a
bro?
disconnect.
I'm trying to just see if
Um,
he can hold a regular conversation because I
the
already see.
host,
I think
Yeah,
the
he is
host,
exactly.
very
That's
I'm
two different.
disingenuous right
asking.
now, to be honest, man.
Say it again, because you
I,
probably don't even hear me talking because you're so busy talking.
I just don't think you're being very like genuine or good faith right now.
How?
So, like I
Why?
said, I asked you, and she asked you, I believe, in which ways are women's lack of accountability hurting America more than men? And
Okay,
Right,
then you
that's my
pointed to
question.
fields in
okay.
which men have more
Hey,
power and
Kev, can I answer
influence
that
than
question?
women
Can
do.
I answer that
Oh,
question?
yeah, I got you in a minute. So let me say, okay, it kind of ties into the last one, right? How can you correct something that's not held accountable? So, it, I'm done. I'm getting.
You're very
So
flustered,
you say,
and
how
I
is
think
it?
you don't have a prepared answer for what I'm saying because I
No,
don't think there's
no,
much
no. I mean, I
coherency
do
in
come
what
on
you're
here.
trying to
What's it
argue.
called? I do have. I
Well,
got answer. I
Nyquil,
got answer.
let's let him give his answer though.
Yeah, right.
Let's see
That's what
what
I'm saying.
he's
That's another
trying
reason
to
why,
say.
because he probably don't get held accountable because he can't listen. All
Oh,
I'm saying is,
what's your answer?
so my answer is, I think anybody that's not held accountable is a problem to society in general, right? Because they're going to keep doing or making the same mistakes. They're going to keep uh
Okay, here communication because we're asking specifically, does the lack of accountability for women affect America? That's what we're
yes,
asking. Just that
yes,
question
yes,
specifically.
But does it affect it
yes.
more than lack of
Can you
accountability for
answer that
men?
question? How is
Just
women's
Because of
lack
the
of
tactics that you
accountability
use to
affecting
I
avoid
Answer.
can't,
America?
accountability, man.
He was trying to answer. Let Kev talk. I'm getting frustrated now. Go
Okay,
ahead,
bro.
okay,
Kev.
okay, okay.
Sorry, I don't mean to scream.
Okay,
I'm
I
getting
don't think some
irritated. Go
people
ahead,
be
Kev.
wanting. Yeah, some people just don't want it
Just
because
let
when
him
they
talk.
get the answer they don't like, that's what happens though.
I apologize.
And I'm literally saying, like, can we? Okay, let's agree to this, right? No matter what the gender, because y'all want to keep mixing it in, right? If they can't get held accountable, isn't that a problem?
Accountable for what? That's
Accountable for our
for
wrong
what?
decisions we make. If I was to freaking
Please
slap
be
somebody and not be like,
specific.
okay, huh? Is we hearing
Please
anything?
be specific. I'm very confused.
I'm just
Specifically.
saying one. What the heck is going on? What the freak?
Kev, can I please answer this question, bro?
Go ahead, man.
Okay, listen.
Well,
The
Let me
lack
pause
of
this video.
accountability is NyQuil. Chill out. The lack of accountability that women harbor is a lot of times due to tactics that are based on the lack of logic. It's based on the presence of emotion, right? So because of that, we have.
I think men are more emotional than women.
I mean, sorry, Big Bam. In the title of the
How to be
live,
a
it's
panderer
saying
without saying
lack
being a
of
panderer.
Hold on, wait.
accountability on women
So
is the
because of
reason
that, we have
America
a
is worse
society
off.
that is
I'm
driven
confused.
and
How is
asserted by
that
emotion. Speaking.
accurate?
Hold on, wait. Time
They
out.
not listening though. That's
Okay,
the thing.
listen.
That's what I'm saying. I've
Because
noticed
of
that
that,
when I
I
was
have a
talking.
society. Right. Because of that, we have a society that is dictated and driven more with the assertion of emotion. Emotion holds more weight than logic in our society today because that is a tactic that women have used to avoid accountability. Anytime accountability is presented to a woman, she's going to assert what? An emotion. And that emotion is going to be coddled and consoled
How does it affect
versus us
Who?
America?
embrace
How does
Wait,
it
who's
affect
going to
America?
coddle and
Nobody's
console
it's
answering
those
my
affecting.
emotions?
question.
Okay, so I'm telling you, it's affecting
That's a
America
problem if
due
they don't
to
know.
how our society now is being shifted more on the emotional, right? So we're dictating and asserting emotions more than we are dictating and asserting actual logic and rationale, right? So
What
when you
proof
look
do
at
you
people who
have?
have,
That sounds
May I
like an
scrutinize that a
assumption.
little?
I'm asking, in what specific situation has it shown that America is worse off because of women's lack of
and
accountability?
I'm
Nobody
telling
can
you,
It
are
is
tell
you
me
not
a
very
listening?
interesting
specific
that you guys are
situation where
being
that's
very
accurate.
vague
Listen,
when we
if
ask
y'all not
very
listening,
deliberate
don't even
questions.
respond. I'm just gonna keep it 100. If you're not listening, don't even respond. So
But
there
you're
are a
being
lot
so
of people
vague.
because
We're asking you to
even
be specific.
from politics, every all the way down to individual groupings, right? When we look at certain communities who hold power, what is a lot of the power that they hold? Cancel culture. What is cancel culture coming from? You said or did something I don't like, right? It has nothing to do with logic. It has nothing to do with rationale. And this is why a lot of times people are in our society are walking on eggshells. You can't just say something logical
So
anymore.
is
You
your
have to think.
specific
Hold
I'm
on.
sorry.
example
Don't start
social
talking in the middle of
media?
what I'm
Is that
saying.
Wait,
your
You
please.
can't
example?
deflect your point anymore. You
Can I have
have
a
to
quick back and
wait
forth with Big
and
Bam? May I
tailor
just
it.
ask him a
So
few
not cool.
questions?
Do y'all not hear me talking or what?
I know, but
Like,
you're
chill out.
you're being so
Relax.
vague.
Like,
Like,
relax,
can I
bro.
just ask you a
She
couple
asked me a
questions,
question and I'm
sir?
answering it. Just be quiet. Chill out. You cannot assert your logic anymore. You cannot assert actualities anymore. You have to tailor what you're saying and what you're doing to everybody's emotions and how they feel, and
That's
everybody
not
should be able to
true,
do what they
though.
want to do in society today.
You're not
And that is
answering. You
driving us
guys
to
are
a
still
point.
Yeah,
not
so he's being
answering the
super vague, but he's
question.
also not like actually tying this to women in any coherent way. Big
We
Bam, let
are
me
though.
ask you
Please.
We
something, please.
literally are though.
Sir, let's just have a quick back and forth. Let's just be adults and have a quick back and forth. I have a
hmm
couple questions for you.
hmm
Um, okay, so you believe that men are more logical than women, but at the same time, you believe that women are able to manipulate men's emotions with their own emotions, is kind of the feeling I'm getting here. So anyway, here's my question. Or here's a statement. I think men are actually more emotional than women, right? Let me ask you something. Who's more likely to commit self-unaliving? Someone who's logical or someone who's emotional?
They're not gonna like
Who's
they
emotional.
will have this
Oh, he's
Hold on,
discussion.
gone.
hold on. Someone who's emotional. Hold on, Big Bam not here, but I'll answer. Someone who's emotional.
Okay, so men have a higher rate of self-unaliving than women. Are men more emotional than women?
I think that's a
So here's the
They got to do
different
with
argument because
accountability.
that's
just
getting
said.
into mental health
I have a
and
lot of
that's
other
going down
examples
a
up the
different
street.
rabbit hole. My
But
question,
I know I'm just
Whatever.
trying to.
Hold on.
They're
How are
not
you going
being
to cut off
specific, so I'm
somebody's
just trying to
question and
focus on a
present your
specific
question?
No, you
point.
just not
Chill.
being
So
receptive.
I'm
That's
going to
the
answer.
problem.
No. Here's the thing. I'll answer your question, NyQuil. Women attempt more. They just tend to fail. So saying, "Oh, men are emotional because they're successful" is
that's
nonsensical, and you
Okay,
can
so then
clearly
let
see
me
the
ask you
fallacy
this:
in that.
who is more likely to commit a violent crime? Someone who's emotional or someone who's logical?
I hope y'all paying attention to this.
okay.
Someone who's emotional.
You
Okay, and
guys,
men
wait, can
commit
I
the
say
vast
something?
majority of violent crime. They absolutely commit
No,
more
man,
violent crime than women. Yes, they
no.
do.
You have no proof. Hold on,
Yes, I do. I have massive
hold
statistics
on,
across
hold
various
on.
studies ranging decades.
Statistically, statistically, we
Yes, men are more likely
statistically
to be arrested, even, and women are more likely to get away with assault, but still, even with those numbers factored in, men commit far more assault than women.
false.
You just said it.
If you factor in
I did, and it's
abusing your
still true.
children, women, no, it's not.
Yes,
Substantiate that claim.
when you factor in all forms of assault, men commit assault, violent crimes more than women do.
Substantiate
You
that
just
claim.
literally
Don't just say trust me, bro.
you literally just
You can
cited. You
defer to the
just
depart.
admitted that women get away with a lot, and that's the whole point. But then you want to add to it and
Well, no, I
say
can see. Here's the thing.
men
I
do it
live in
way more.
reality.
So that's not. We're not talking about that part. That's
Well, here's
what
the
I'm saying.
problem.
Y'all on two different topics, talking about
Well,
two different
no, because I
things.
already know how he's trying to preempt my answer, but I'm
No,
just
but you
telling you
just
in
proved it. I'm
advance
glad you
that
came out
his
your own mouth
information
and
is
just said it
incorrect.
though. And that's the whole point of this topic. You talk about some other subject that you just trying to. I guess you're trying to derail of what the topic is
I
by
mean,
using an excuse behind it or
well,
add
no,
some
I'm just
statistics and stuff.
responding.
But that's the point.
Host, I can draw the
Women get
logical
away
through
with it
line to
more.
this. Host,
We know this.
Host, you're being very emotional. Let's put
I
our
guess.
logical hats on.
Yeah.
So when he was asked, how are women's lack of accountability affecting
You
society?
just said one.
He deferred to these things. He deferred to emotion versus logic. So when he defers to those
That's
things
that
as
disingenuous stuff.
his evidence that women's lack of accountability is affecting society, that means
You
it's not
just
logically
said one.
incoherent. It's not off topic for me to address his talking points.
And you just
Does that
said
make
one.
sense? This is
Like I said,
debating
I knew
NyQuil,
y'all
logic,
knew
by
the
the way.
answer.
Like
I'm
I
sorry.
knew y'all knew the
NyQuil,
answer. Y'all want to play. Y'all just trying to play
talk
funny,
to the
but you know the
host for
answer
a
already.
second? NyQuil, okay, for the host. This is just for the host. Please answer this question specifically and as simple as possible. What examples, right? Factual examples have you seen that because women lack accountability, it makes America worse off? Please give me specific, real, backed up examples. That's all I'm asking. What proof do you have that this is true? That's all I'm asking. Please, I don't need an explanation. Please just answer my question. That's all I'm confused about. Like, where is this
Okay.
coming from?
Okay. I got you. So like, I'm pretty sure they can do the same crime. They can get away with DV, right? By just simply saying, and I've seen this a few times too. Well, he hurt my feelings, so I had to slap him or something like that. Which I said this example earlier, but somebody's talking at the same time. That's one.
You're
So you
still
said
not
something quick.
answering my
I ain't gonna come with the
question.
whole list.
Are you referring
What
to
the fuck? Oh my
crime?
gosh.
Are you referring to crime? Is that how women lacking accountability is
Hey,
making America worse? Is that what you're
I'm
saying?
gonna hold you accountable now, man. So I see what you do. The thing is, you're not getting the answer you want, and I literally
Host
just
can't
gave you
even
a
be
simple.
accountable
You
for
just
his
told
own
me not to
responses
explain,
or his own
bro.
arguments, but now he's
You got
telling
one
you
more
to be
time. You got one
accountable.
more
This
time
is
to
a
cut me
joke.
off, bro.
I
I'm
have
trying
no
to give you a
respect for
chance.
you, my dude. This
Yeah,
is
that's cool.
hilarious.
I really don't care though. What the heck is you in the box for if you don't know what the heck like I'm supposed to? Oh my gosh. So, like I said, you're not getting the answer that you want and stuff, and I'm literally giving you the exact answer you looking for. I just gave you just said give one example. Don't explain it and do nothing like that. I just gave you one, and then not cool. You got to
So are
try to give
you
you a chance
saying
to watch
that
down there.
are you, so to clarify, are you saying that like women taking advantage of let's say like how you said, if like, you know, even NyQuil said it, that women are likely to get away or more likely to get away with certain
Yes.
things
Have you not seen that
using
before?
our skills. So are you saying in that way, is that how America is being worse off because women aren't
Yes.
being
Yes,
accountable
that's
and
one of
saying
them.
no,
Yeah,
we
that's
didn't
one
do
way. Yeah.
this? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, one way. Yep.
Okay. Okay, I understand. No, I was just confused as to like how, but I understand where you're coming from now.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was saying, but I know I don't know what happened though, but that's what I've been saying though. But my man's kept
There was
talking in the
some
middle
like
of it.
miscommunication going on, but no, I understand what you're saying, and I
Yeah,
think that part I can agree with.
yeah. I mean, and that's just a little. That's just a little that happens though. But the thing is, and this is what this overall is going on. They get enabled for their wrong decisions rather than get held accountable mainly. Like things like this, right? They allowed to be overweight if they wanted to, right? Because they just gonna say love your curves. They're gonna enable it, like baby, you know that's good. Now, you know it's no, and I'm not trying to do the comparison with men, but I'm just saying things like that. Is enablers play a big major part in stuff, even society. That's why I put them three things, right? What's the hold on? Okay. Oh, panders, right? Just like my
Oh my
man just
God.
came up here doing. Um, they want to, counter everything with, instead of us focusing on the topic being women, he said, well, what about 100 men that keep doing this and all that stuff? But I already made a laugh about, that's what I'm saying. People feel a certain way. I made a laugh about men. They need to be better leaders and all that stuff too. We can only address one problem at a time. But this right here just showed that women hate accountability. They don't like, it always got to be a counter to things. It's less likely I'll be seeing men when I was getting on the man, even though I heard one of the stupidest thing, he like, well, she's giving it up. I had to take it. Like, I'm like, bro, ain't nobody forcing you to mess with this woman. You know what I'm saying? So you need to learn how to control yourself. But my thing is, okay, we get on, but it's rare that men, there's some men that do it though, but they do. But what if the women? But what if the women? It just always seems like it's harder when we talk about the women, and then it'd be like, but what if the men? You know what I'm saying? We need to stop. We got to stop this stuff. We can only address one problem at a time. Both sides need to be accountable, flat out. Period. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
I
saying? So I've
understand
never
that.
said
No, I
anything that
agree
the
with that.
man did was right or not. But
Yeah,
my thing
I
is, we
agree.
always cut off the part with an excuse or some victim mentality thing. So that have to, that's the only way we can correct something. Which is the last part I got down there is, how can you correct something that's not held accountable? You can't. You got to be aware of what you're doing. You got to be responsible from that point too. So that's
So
what
you're
becomes a problem when
saying,
you keep enabling problems.
so as a community, you're saying yes, it does affect America, women not taking accountability, because it quite literally does. It yeah, okay. No, I
Yeah.
understand.
But I would say the thing, and also look, and I'm glad you're trying to understand though. But the reason, okay, the government part, right? They, like, if you really notice, the government make money off our lack of accountability, our discipline, and our lack of discipline and all that stuff, because they're not gonna really like let me see, get on you like, hey, you must eat better, you must do that, because at the end that's gonna keep a lot of people away from the hospitals. Like that, if you eating healthy and all this other stuff, they're gonna be like, well, you're a human, do what you want to do. And they know how human nature is. They gonna overindulge, they gonna do all type of stuff or whatever. So the government, that's why I'm saying that they helping the government too, because it's like, they make money off our feelings. That's just what it is. They make money off it, as long as it ain't hurting their money, because they care more about your money than your feelings nowadays. That's all it is, because your feelings make them make money. That's just reality. That's just real talk. But I think was about to get to it with that. Dang,
Hey,
I forgot I was going to it. I got a brain fart. My bad. All right,
Hey, host, I can chime in for 1 second.
go ahead, my brother.
Give me 2 minutes. Hopefully, my baby stay quiet right quick. I'm gonna put it to you on your the stance on accountability like this: men are being tasked to lead the society, right? Women are saying that men are more emotional, right? The men are emotional. Who's raising the men that are emotional? The women. Why? are the men more emotional because the man is no longer in the household. Makes
Yeah,
sense,
I can
right?
agree with that. And
Yeah,
there's a
Okay.
both
lot of
humans
other
are
things that
emotional
play into
overall. I
that
don't know
too.
why we be saying who's more emotional or less emotional. Some just now we talking about expressing though. I'm pretty sure we could say that women express it more often, right? Men
Yeah, I'll
probably
agree with that. I'll agree with
Can't say
so
that.
that
yeah.
either.
Every human got emotions in them. That's unhumanly like possible. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can be emotional. Everybody express it different ways too. It just that's
I
all it is.
I would say that
Realistically,
culturally, at least in America, it's more acceptable though for women to express their emotions. That's what I would say.
Just
That's why I
yeah.
didn't agree
Yeah.
with what
That's on point.
NyQuil was saying because I'm like, it's not that simple.
Mm-hmm.
Women are when if like they always say if people go through a breakup for the women, her friends are gonna come. They're gonna say, "Come on, let's party. It's okay." They're gonna hug her. But for men, most likely they're gonna be like, "Suck it up and move on."
Mm-hmm.
So I think culturally our culture plays a big factor in that.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's all I'm getting. So this is not no since I already know once we see this thing, which I knew how this is gonna be, and I know how this gonna be later when I get back on and stuff. But it's just something that have to be addressed because we like sweeping things like this under the rug and stuff. And I'm not trying to do that. It's not. We can't keep doing that countering thing though. We got to literally address one problem at a time. I didn't even see when I made the live about men being better leaders and all that stuff. I didn't, people, and it's crazy. I feel like it's sad too when you address women in some type of way. That's where all the numbers come in. Either if you pander to them, the room is gonna be at 2,000. If you if you say something bad about them, it's at 4,000 or something like that. Like that junk is, and it show where, and this proving more of a point why that they're not used to this. They just not used to this. And the accountability is the biggest thing, right? And the reason why, okay, I'm gonna throw this in there, even though we're not talking about men. No matter what, and the reason why I threw this in here is because even if a man don't want to take accountability, that don't stop him from being held accountable too. Because the America is on their neck. You know what I'm saying? It gets so bad that what they do is, and I don't think I've seen this lately. They gonna go dig all the way back in the past and get people like Bill Cosby and all that stuff. They gonna get people like Usher and all this. They gonna find everything wrong with a man and hold him accountable at a later date. I don't think I ever seen somebody name one person though. Maybe I might be tripping. Name one woman that they went and digged in the past and like, dang, I can't believe she did this. Let's go in and take her to jail. Name one. I might be tripping.
There is not a lot of women who that's happened to, but I think that's a different argument because the people that you brought up, at least Bill Cosby, that was sexual assault
Yeah, I
allegations.
get it. I get the
I don't
reasons
know
though.
about a
I
lot of
was talking about
women who've been
accountability. That's
accused
all
of
I'm talking about.
sexual assault, but if they have been, I agree they do need to go to jail, the same as the men too.
Yeah.
hey,
I'm sure
Cardi
there are
B,
women who
Cardi
have
B, Cardi
had,
B, Cardi B.
Oh, with
She flat out said she
that
was knocking
video.
dudes out doing the same. No, she said she was doing the same thing Bill Cosby was doing.
yeah, Cardi B should
Same
go to
thing,
jail.
and nobody said anything.
Oh, I
It's
get what you getting on
yeah,
that.
get
Right.
them, get them.
But I can't say that other women did not hold her accountable. Now, the fact that she didn't go to jail, I'm not sure about court, whatever, however that went through. I'm I'm saying that we do recognize what she did. At least I do, and I think yeah,
hmm
she should go to jail. She should pay the
hmm
price. I don't think women should not
Yep.
pay the same prices as men do, especially when it comes to sexual assault.
I
Yep.
want to go back to something.
Here's an even better thing. Here's an even better thing. Because society is set up the way it is, you won't see this happen to women as often because they believe that a man cannot be assaulted sexually. They believe that it
Mm.
is impossible because
Very
he's a
true.
man.
That is true.
So even if we are aware it's happening, it's still going to be brushed under the rug or swept under the rug or whatever the euphemism is for it, simply because you're going to say, "Oh, it's not possible. A woman couldn't possibly do that." And then when we do see it happen with these teachers, they still just get a slap on the wrist.
Mm.
So we see it happening and we see nothing happening when it does happen, when it is pointed out.
I think you're right, and I think as a society we do need to take that more seriously. And
Mm-hmm.
I really feel like it's up to women though to hold each other accountable. Like someone commented earlier that they had this conversation with their girlfriends and it like went to hell. I think that is an issue with women holding each other accountable
Mm-hmm.
for the
I want
bullshit.
to. I wanted to chime in and say this. We're not only just dealing with flesh, we're dealing with spirit too, and that's the problem. Some people don't understand that you need to test the spirit by the spirit. And that's why people are getting away with a lot of stuff because they're focusing on flesh and they're not thinking about spirit. We're thinking about, you got to think about these demonic entities entering into people and controlling them and making them do different things where it looks like, oh, I understand that you want to come to a woman's aid, but what if she does have some type of possession over her? You know what I'm saying? And you just paying attention to the flesh and you like, oh, let me come to her rescue. But what if that was her time to get her karma? But then you interfered and backed her up. And now she's on to the next victim or on to the next body. You know what I'm
No,
saying? That's how I look at it. It's deeper
nah,
than what you think it is.
even then you're making excuses. Oh, it's a demonic spirit. She
No,
wasn't
I'm not
herself.
making
No, no, no.
excuses.
That's
Hold
an
on. First of
excuse.
all, I'm not making excuses. That's why we're on the same fucking subject. And this is 2024. We've been talking about the same shit for 2 years now.
We're gonna,
Because we keep making excuses
so as
saying
a
I'm
demonic
not
society,
making
spirits and
excuses.
bad
You
spirits.
wasn't on here earlier. I said what I needed to say. This was the second time me speaking. I just wanted to add that in because we do need to factor that in. That is
No, we
something
don't.
that we need to start paying attention to. This
No,
shit
we
is
don't.
real.
We
This
need to
not
blame
fake.
people for the shit they doing and let them suffer whatever consequences they have. You
That's
just
what I'm
made
saying.
an
I'm
For
not
sure.
saying
excuse.
that women should get away with stuff. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that we should start paying attention to certain stuff so we can tackle this situation or the issue. That's all I was saying.
Nobody is doing exorcisms. Fuck exorcism.
no, she's not talking about
I
that.
didn't
She's
say
talking
anything
about
about.
She
I'm
having.
just
just
saying. I
said
said
evil
pay attention to
spirits.
the spirit, test the spirit by the spirit. That's all I was saying.
Yeah,
What does that mean?
and I right.
That
I'm about to
means
say
pay
some people don't even know
attention.
what
Pay
that mean
attention to
though.
what's going on.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
So that's all
she's
I'm about to
just
say. I
talking
know what y'all
about.
both of y'all saying though at the same time though, but that's a little bit deeper, tax, and a lot of people just
I
not
know
gonna
it's
probably
not.
understand that.
You know what? I come in and out because I know I can go a little deep. Sometimes it may go over people's head, but
Yeah, it's
I know
gonna
what
go
you're
over their
saying.
head too. You
And
gotta realize that
with
because some people don't
Yeah,
even
that's
believe
what
in
I'm
these
spirits,
saying.
so
We're
that's to make it
talking
encounters,
worse.
about a
with
deeper
these people, you
spiritually. You know,
understand what
most
I'm
people
talking about.
aren't
But I
gonna
wanted
Yeah,
to point that out.
resonate with that.
yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. So Aki, I think you kind of new and stuff over here. What you got for us, man? We can get a little deeper though, but I only got a couple hours. I'm gonna pop it back up. I'm gonna pop this topic back up a little later though. Have another section on this though, but I just wanted to test the waters real quick. What's up, Aki?
Hello, everyone. We do need to start holding women accountable before their bad behavior,
Hmm.
like having babies without being married, like spending thousands of dollars on stupid pocketbooks and stupid shoes.
I agree, Aki. I think across the table, women need to especially hold each other accountable
Yes,
a
we do
lot more.
a lot. That's why I don't have too many girlfriends
Mm.
because I hold them
I be
accountable.
feeling bad. I'm like, why I don't have friends?
Oh,
I have one best friend.
I got one best friend and we hold each other
It's
accountable.
rough. It's rough out here. It is.
And I also think it has to do with the way you raised, because I was raised by an old school woman.
Hmm.
She didn't
Yeah,
raise me.
we
She
missed
didn't.
that.
She raised me to when I like everybody say, Michelle Obama was a regal woman. Well, my mother was the regal woman. I still go on job interviews, even though I'm retired / on vacation for the rest of my life. I still go on job interviews when I was out there interviewing with a dress on, not a pair of pants. We got to bring the femininity back. And we women, we do need men to lead us, because the one thing my husband does for me that I never recognize is he teaches me how to be peaceful. My mind just thinks a mile of them emotions get the revving up, and I'm like, wait a minute. He's like, so wait a minute now, just relax. Calm down. He walk in the room and I can be all over the place, and I look at him, they go, my peace. He just brings that peace down.
Right. But most people aren't willing to have that conversation, especially now. A lot of young women are not, they're not going to hear that.
That,
I don't think they care either,
that
honestly.
that's because society tells them that they could be leaders. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They want to be leaders. They want to be in charge. God didn't make us first.
Want to
He
lead.
made
I
us
don't think
second.
they want to lead, to be honest. I think they just want to run amok and do whatever they want to do without consequences.
Now I agree with that.
Mm.
Yes.
Y'all, yeah, y'all about to make the room higher than it is. Chill, y'all. Chill a
Yes.
little bit. Chill.
They are out here running amok, dressing like they don't have any sense. Got everything showing.
The other women are hyping them up, and the gay
Yes.
men too, but we're not gonna go down that road. But it's like,
It's lack of
come on now.
accountability. It's
Hype
lack
up. The
of
word you just used
accountability.
right there, that hyping up, and that's a big problem. That's what the number one is about, right? It's enabling. It's
Yeah.
even they little friends that's hyping up. They're not gonna say get it, girl, or you're just sassy. They're not gonna say you got an attitude problem or you need to fix it, because you're gonna run into people. You know what's happening with Aki. As soon as she hold him accountable. Oh, we ain't friends no more. How dare you tell me that? You know what I'm saying? But it's reality. You literally have an attitude problem. You got something that's going on. You got to fix that, because it's dangerous. But but they, like I said, that we enable women more than anything. That's a literally a fact. I don't even think there should be an argument. We enable women. The freaking entertainment do it. You know, they're gonna dress, hey, show your booty, shake that. You know, do all this other stuff, weird songs and stuff they got. Even though they got some songs off of men and stuff too. But I'm just saying, we know that entertainment, the shows and stuff, they enable the certain behaviors and stuff. Well, that's just that's just her. And then we make excuses right behind it. That's the crazy part about it. But I'm trying to let some more people rock. I'm gonna let them rock though. But go ahead, J Love, bruh, what you got for us?
What's going on? What's going on? Uh, Lord, where do I even begin? I'm just gonna go to the prompt. I'm gonna go to the prompt. A lack of accountability on women, majority, is the reason America is even worse off. Sure, I can see where the idea of that comes from, but I think that women have become worse off because men have forgotten how to lead. Personally, myself, so I think it's accountability on both sides. But yeah, do women have bad behaviors? Absolutely. Do women have deplorable behaviors? Absolutely. I think a lot of the times in these conversations, though, we get women wanting to be in leadership. There are two different ways of leadership. There's, positional leadership, where a woman has a particular position in a job and that's what she does, right? And then there's leadership in your relationship. And at the end of the day, trying to lead in your relationship is weird to me. It is very weird to me that anybody wants to go out here and lead in their relationship, especially if and it does, and I agree with Aki. I think it has a lot to do with how you're raised, right? But at the same time, the way I was raised has nothing to do with the type of wife that I am to my husband. So I can teach my daughters to be women. I can't teach them to be wives, because they're not going to be married to their father. Miss B, you can get your life. At the end of the day, women do have behavioral problems that we all need to address and we need to fix. Women need to get themselves together. At the end of the day, most women, unfortunately, as Pika said, I think that's your name, Pika Pika, I don't want to mess your name up, but I believe that a lot of women do hype each other up. And it's not enough of us out here hyping up the good women, because good women aren't out here hyping it up, because good women got stuff to do. We got ish to do, right? And we get to the point where we get tired of talking about it. We get tired of trying to address the situation, because the loud minority is taking over. And I'm not fixing to argue with somebody that's out here standing on a table, dropping it low, picking it up. I ain't doing all that. I'm not fixing to argue with you. You do what you do, boo. Like these women who out here talking about, women can do this and women can do that and whoop de whoop de whoop. Let me tell you something. Them single women, I ain't been single in 31 years. So, boo, what you can't do is talk to me about how to do this over here until you can come talk to me until you done this for at least a good 10 years.
That's right.
You
I
better
know
let
that's
me,
right.
like, let's just be for real, right? And it's not that I'm better than you. And I think that a lot of single women take, when you say that to them, they take it as, oh, you think you're better than me. What's so great about being married? Listen, I'm not any better than anybody on this platform, anybody that's married, not married. I ain't saying that. But what I am saying is that if you have not walked this path and been successful with it, don't come talking to me about where I'm wrong at. Don't come talking to me about a man not being a leader. Don't come talking to me about none of that because you've never allowed yourself. The thing is this, women in particularly, and I can only speak about women because I'm a woman. Women get stuck in their situations that cause them to have to grow up. I don't know what that is. For some women, is having children at an early age, out of wedlock. For some women, they've received trauma and they've not come out of that. For some women, it's they've been thrusted into an adult position in their life, and so they're stuck. So you'll have a 40-year-old woman or a 25-year-old woman that's stuck at 17 because maybe at 17 something happened that caused her some kind of, and it doesn't have to be full-fledged trauma, but something happened that thrusted her into adulthood, and she didn't get to walk that normal path, right? So for her, she's now stuck right where she had to become an adult at, and she don't know how to do nothing else. And for women like that, you have to fight to get out of that. You have to fight to not want to be there. So you have to make changes. And the thing about women is they never look at the three fingers pointing back at them. But it's because we've been told that we're damsels in distress and every man is going to come save us. And they're not.
Facts.
And that
Facts.
is what has happened in this generation. We have been taught, women see what their dads did, not understanding what their moms did. Women see what their brothers do, not seeing what the brother's woman does, right? And so they're in their mindset of, oh, well, my brother's always going to help me. Oh, my daddy's got me.
Mm.
Oh, this man is going to be this to me. And then when the man isn't doing what the father or the brother or the uncle is doing, then it turns into a whole problematic situation, not understanding you have to be the woman for the man that you choose.
Oh,
I cannot
that
be,
part.
I cannot be my father's wife. I am my husband's wife. So I can only be the wife to him. So his boundaries, his barriers, his manhood, and who he is as a man in my life, that's the wife I can be. I can't be anybody else's wife. And so women have to get out of this idea that because my daddy did it, or my brother does it, or my uncle did it, or my granddaddy, or my whoever that is for you is doing it, you have to get out of the mindset that you're going to find that man in your man, because it's not going to happen. You find the man that is meant for you, and you love that man for him. So yeah, people are talking, and then I see this thing about traditionalism is doesn't exist. It absolutely does exist. Traditional values still exist. You have to want to do them, and this is not an easy walk.
Right.
You have to make the
Um.
choice to make this walk, because this is a whole different kind of walk. But the biggest part of
Mhm.
traditionalism is trust. If you don't have a man that you can trust, then you can't be in no traditional situation. I
Mm.
have a husband that I trust implicitly. I know he's not going to do anything to the detriment of my family. I know it with my hands tied behind my back, blindfolded. I absolutely know this. If you don't have that unequivocal trust in your person, just like my husband has to trust that I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. And if I don't do my job, I can't look at my husband. If I lose that trust from him, I can't look at him and go, oh, you're wrong. I did it. I have to fix it. The accountability that women have in the fixing part is the part that they lose their mates on. That's where they lose. People never ever want to say, I am wrong. But if you are a
True.
single woman that has dated 10 different men, and in all those men you said, oh, that was a good guy, and the problem is he didn't do what you wanted him to do, how you wanted him to do it, and blah, 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 baby, you the problem. You the common denominator.
Mm,
You need to fix you. It ain't got nothing to do with
Right. And a lot of people don't want to hear that though, especially nowadays. And that's women and men. They don't want to hear that. They don't
true.
I feel like as a culture, a lot of people just don't want to take responsibility and accountability for their actions. And I think that's
Hmm.
coming from both sides of women and men, because women are out here in these streets and the men are out here in these streets, and there's a small amount of people I feel like who are traditional and who want to do things quote unquote the right way, if that makes sense. But and I think the entertainment industry also has a lot to do with that. And a lot of young people are taking everything in, not understanding that, for one, these people are rich. Number two, everything is entertainment. And it's not, I don't think they understand that that's not real life. Like, they're not Ice Spice. Like, you're not Ice Spice. You're not rich. You're not, you know what I'm saying? She can live that life. And anybody can choose to live that life if they want to. But as I would say a normal young lady, it's not realistic, or
so.
you're not going to get the same results
This is the thing
as
with those
someone doing
women,
it for
though.
a living.
But those women, this is the problem with what they're doing. I don't care if you have Ice Spice money, Lotto money, Sexy Red, whoever it is. I don't care what money they have. At the end of the day, those women have to go home and face themselves. And I don't care who you are, and I don't care how you slice the apple. Once you've given your body to so many different people and you've done these things so many times, you can have all the money in the world, but can you look at yourself in the mirror and say that you love you? Because I don't care what anybody says. Those women cannot love themselves. You cannot. You can't make me believe it. You cannot sell it to me. Because as a woman who loves herself,
Right.
me is the most important thing that I have in this life. And then everything else that comes from me and that came from me, that protection is real. And so when I don't care who you are, these women, and I'm going to say it, I say it all the time. Until a woman has been loved down in her shanana, and I ain't talking about her lower regions, I ain't talking about her Catherine. I'm talking about down to the tips of her toes, from the bottom of her feet to the top of her head, and can look at the man that she's with and know that no matter what, that dude right there got me. It don't matter. If you ain't never been and experienced that love down in your shanana, you will never understand what I'm saying to you.
You
And
better
you will
stop
never
looking in my
understand.
window.
And if you never ever experience that kind of love, let me tell you why you're not experiencing it. Because you don't experience it with yourself.
Mm,
You ain't starting with you. In order for me to receive the love down to the tip of my toes, to the top of my head, and all around my soul, I had to learn how to love me first. And then the love that I have for me now applies to him in tenfold. And once I figured that part out, everything else just comes together and it makes sense. But let me finish answering the questions on the prompt. Enablers like panderers, society entertainment, and men that lack self-discipline is the main cause. Absolutely, 100% equivocally, yes. And the reason why is this. A panderer isn't even good for the women that he's pandering to, and they don't even see that.
mm,
Let me say it again. The panderers that are pandering aren't even good to the women that they're pandering to, because they're not good for themselves. So if you're a woman that loves a man that panders and it sounds good to you, that man is no good to you, because at the end of the day, he will let you do whatever you want to do, however you want to do it, and he will have you and him in detriment, and he doesn't care, and that's dumb.
mm,
If
mm,
you are with a man that is willing to let you spend the bank but not pay these
Right.
bills,
Yeah.
something is wrong with you. If you are with a man that is willing to put the detriment of you, himself, and his family before he puts the mission of the family first, something's wrong with you and you need help. Go find somebody to talk to. Because I'm sorry, no grown man who is a real man is going to allow you, himself, them children, his mama and them, his auntie and them, grandma, cousins down the road. He is not going to allow them to put his family in harm's way. Why, as a woman, would you want that man in your house? Why, as a woman, would you let that man spend $1,500 on a purse, but he ain't paid this mortgage first? Why would you let that man give you $700, but he ain't paid that car payment? And then turn around and go, but I love you. You're dumb. And I said it. And anybody who wants to, I hope you recorded it. Please go play it for the masses. You're dumb. Because nobody in life should ever want to be hungry, homeless, jobless, without. So if you're telling me that your priorities is a purse over having a house, over, a roof over your head, and then you gonna leave and go back to your mama and them talking about, see, he was trash and blah, 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 blah. But you never accept the responsibility of the fact that you the one that went out there and spent the money, you're dumb. And that means you need to be by yourself. Moving on to the next. So if you're a woman that wants that kind of man in your life, it is something wrong with you, not him. You're the problem. I said what I said. Record it, send it on, and splice it however you want to. Women, majority, are allowed to play victim to run away from accountability. Absolutely. 100% equivocally. There's not a woman on the planet that hadn't done it, including me. I can take my accountability for it. It's not a woman on the planet that has not cried her eyes out. I done got out of many speeding tickets playing victim. So don't play with me, play with somebody else. I done got out of them, many of them. Mr. Officer, I'm so sorry. I just... Ma'am, you know what, ma'am? I'm just going to give you a warning this time, but, slow it down. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you, officer. Skirt. Tears rolling, and out of here. Deuces. I holler.
And that's fine, but you're taking accountability for it. That's the problem. Women are acting like they don't do this.
No, I do it all. I've done
That
it.
was real talk right there. I need to get on replay right there.
Your Honor, your officer, I just got a phone call from my sister. She said that she was sick. And then he'd be like looking at me like, because you know why? Because that officer, no matter how hard he might be, no matter how tough he might be, the man side of him saw tears. He heard whining. He heard crying. Okay, you know what? I ain't got to write this lady a ticket. She having a hard day. Let her gather herself. I'm going to talk to her for a few minutes. I get to talking to, but I'm going to pull off and I'm another sucker. All right, then. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. And then I move on about my way. But that's just reality. So I can accept my accountability because I've played victim before. And any woman who says, I've never done that, maybe not in the way that I did it, but you've done it. You've cried to your man when he came home upset about something that you did, and you play, baby, I didn't know, and I'm sorry, and I didn't mean to, and why you so mad at me, and blah, blah, blah. Hey, I just call a spade a spade. So anybody sitting here talking about the fact that they didn't play a victim and then and not owning it, I don't know what to tell you, because we've all done it. The government benefits off women, majority, the most. That is factual. Because women do things emotional. If a man doesn't like what you say, if you're married and you're talking about irreconcilable differences, that just basically means I don't like what he said to me anymore. He's no longer hugging me the same way he used to hug me. He doesn't talk to me the same. I don't want to be here anymore. Not understanding that people who have longevity in marriage, we don't do that. We understand that, hey, he getting on my nerves right now. I don't want to talk to you right now. Go ahead on about your way. But never once do we go, I don't want to be with you anymore. Because we don't like each other right now. Child, bye. Ain't nobody got time for that. Because every time, if you think that walking through marriage is we are friends every day, we like each other every day, we are the besties, and we're so in love, you are lying to yourself. Go somewhere, have several seats, and take a nap. Because people that got longevity, they gonna tell you, even your grandmama and them, your grandmama will tell you, baby, it's been many a days that your granddaddy came in here and he said this, this, and this, and I didn't want to cook dinner, but baby, I went on ahead and cooked that meal and put that plate on the table and went on about my business. But y'all want to sit here and play like, oh, every day your marriage is fun. It ain't. Because bills happen, children exist, your parents go through sickness and illness, his parents go through sickness and illness, somebody loses a job, money gets short somewhere, some way, some fashion, somehow. It happens. And at the end of the day, if y'all can't get through the tough times when they're tough, if you don't want me when it's rough and tough, then you don't want me when it's smooth and sailing. And I don't care who you are and what you do. If you cannot understand that, and if you think that going through that with a man is, I don't want struggle love, then you don't need to be in love. Go ahead on and be by yourself. Because let me tell you something, it ain't struggle love that you're going through. It's not the hard times you're going through. It's what you do when you get on the other side of it. Listen, I got grown children. Me and my husband been together for 31 years. So y'all can't come talk to me about none of this hard stuff. Because, baby, I done been through it. Down through the trenches, up through the valleys, the highs, the lows, the peaks, the valleys, the robbing Peter to pay Paul, hey, the money ain't right this time, I've been through all of that. But in all of what I've been through, never once did I look at my husband and go, oh, because our money ain't the same, I don't want you no more. I never looked at my husband and said, oh, because you're mad at me right now, I don't love you, I don't want to be with you. I never looked at my husband and said, oh, because I was wrong, I just can't be with you no more. No, I pulled myself up by the bootstraps. I said, yo, what can I do to fix this? How can we get through this? And guess what we did? We made it through to the other side. And if y'all sit here and think I got a picture perfect marriage, I don't. Hell, me and my husband just had an argument last week that blowed up, and now it's all calm. But that's still my dude. Even through the anger, he was still my dude. But y'all keep on listening to these women who singling by themselves talking about, girl, you ain't got to deal with that. You ain't got to put up with that. They by themselves for a reason. And on the last question, the bonus question, how can you correct what's not held accountable? Accountability starts with self. You have to recognize where you're wrong, and you have to be willing to say that I am wrong. You have to recognize that you've hurt, because let me tell y'all something, ladies. If y'all don't understand nothing else I say, if y'all think y'all with men who don't hurt, they don't have feelings, they don't have emotions. If you think that you're with a man that don't have any of those things, I'm telling you, go ahead on and be by yourself, because they have all those things. They just don't display them the way that you do. Because if your man displayed to you the way you display anger, if he displayed his anger to you on the level that you display your anger to him, you wouldn't have teeth. And not because he's abusive, not because he wants to jack you up and run you through the wall, but because he's a man and he has anger, and that's just what it looks like. And if y'all get on here talking about, see, he violent and da-da-da-da-da-da, then you don't understand men. Therefore, you don't need to be with one. Maybe y'all need to understand who men are and how men operate before y'all try to come speak on them. How about that? How about y'all learn men? How about y'all study men? It ain't got to be your man. Just study the men that are surrounding you. See, someone, like Susui or whatever your name is, talking about I'm a pick me. Baby, I am a pick me. I've been picked. Somebody gave me a last name. You got one? See, y'all think that that's a jab in my side when y'all go, oh, she's a pick me. Baby, I was picked. Somebody gave me a last name.
You're not a pick me though. I don't know why they're
But
saying that.
see, at the end of the day, I can be whatever they want to be. Baby, I was chosen. I'm chosen. I got somebody's last name. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of that last name my husband gave me. Proud of it. I stand on it. Because that man right there is everything to me. And because women that speak like that, they ain't never, ever, ever been loved the way I have been. And that's why her calling me a pick-me it ain't a flex for her. That don't make me flinch, because I know that when I say to that black man that I need, I want, I'm willing to do, he's gonna say, go ahead and handle that, baby. I got you. Why? Because of the wife that I am to him. So calling me a pick me is correct. I was picked and chosen by him. I'm sorry you weren't. Get you one and you might be okay. All right. And that's my J Love TED talk. I land.
J Love, I don't like you right now. I don't like you, damn it, because I'm full and you keep cooking food.
Boy, she always leaving us full though. My stomach, I got the itis now.
Man, I got Tupperware bowls. I got Reynolds wrap because I'm taking some of this shit home with me.
Absolutely. Listen, I just get sick and tired of the downing of relationships and how relationships are and how they should go. Men are not our enemies. Men are not the enemy. Ladies, I'm telling you, men are not the enemies. I'm going to say one more thing. Women always talk about how they protect each other. Women are the worst protectors of women. So if you're a woman that you protect women, please stop protecting me. Don't protect me. Keep that to yourself. Because see, y'all will say I protect women, but y'all talk about men like they're trash. That's not protecting women. That's causing men to not want to be with the women in the Western world and not want to deal with us, and therefore they don't want to protect us. Dummy. You don't protect me because you'll go out here and you'll start a bunch of mess and then expect for the man that does protect me, that gave me my last name, to step in and protect you. But then because you out here popping your talk, and then when a man knock your teeth out because you're popping your talk, because you expect that, well, he's a man, he shouldn't put his hands on me. No, that's not reality. The reality of it all is this: men are human too. And if he turns around and pops your teeth out your mouth, and then you turn and look at my husband and go, well, he said this to me. And then you want my husband to step in, and my husband ends up passing away or getting unalived, I'm supposed to look at you and go, oh, he was being a protector of all women. No, ma'am, you might as well go and grab a box because you're going to be next to him. See, y'all want to play this game like y'all protecting, but y'all don't protect because y'all ain't smart enough to figure out how to deal with men. See, if y'all were so emotionally intelligent and smart, y'all would stop trying to put on men what y'all think men should be, or who y'all think men should what they should act like, and y'all would figure out how they operate and then get what you want out of a man that way, because y'all ain't smart enough to figure out how to work the operate. Y'all don't know how to operate the man. Y'all ain't smart. See, y'all think y'all smart because y'all womanly wives and y'all got breasts and y'all got all that other stuff. Y'all think that all that guac and all of that, baby, that stuff gets old. You got a whole breast and other holes just like all these other women out here in the world. Your hole ain't no different, no better than anybody else's. It's not the hole that's the important part. It's the mindset. It's how you deal with a man. It's what you do with a man. And most of y'all don't even know how to operate in that place. That's why my feminine will always rise above your guac 3000. That is why my feminine will always get me protected by a man, because I ain't got to worry about my guac 3000 getting a man to do a motherfucking thing. I can get a man to do something with just my motherfucking mind. But y'all ain't that smart. And I land.
Oh,
Okay, so if I can
she
just
gonna give us
interject, this is
dessert and
royal.
everything else with it too. We already full off the
Man,
good.
This is
Now,
royal.
that's
Can I
good
can I
talk,
speak
man.
can I speak to what she? This is royal. Can I speak to what she? So I
Go
think,
ahead, and I
ma'am,
gotta let
J
Kay go.
Love, you
Then
said. Okay, so J Love, you said a lot of great things, but one thing that I'm gonna have to push back with you on is you were a prime example of number two, someone pandering, enabling men that lack self-discipline. You sat here and you enabled and gave justification for men engaging in domestic violence. It's women like you who are enabling them, giving them empowerment, so to speak, to say, well, she deserved it. Oh yeah, I smacked her. Oh, I did this. That's enabling a lack
Royal,
of
you weren't
self-discipline.
listening.
Wait a
That's
minute,
not
wait a
what you were
minute.
saying.
Because a
yeah, let
man
her
should
rock. Go
be
ahead, let her
able to
rock.
control. A man should be able to control his emotions. That's why our community is in shambles right now, because the men are going around doing what? Sowing their seeds here, there, and everywhere, making a family here, across the street, in this state and that state, got families all over the place because people are enabling them. And let me just say, preface everything I'm getting ready to say by, I'm not going to go through each and every one of the prompts that you have up there. I think the summation of them all is that everybody on both sides have some accountability that they need to, take a hold to. Both sides. The thing that I have the issue with is the imbalance. I see so much, to me, there's so much being placed on women. Oh, women like accountability. It's both sides. It's both sides. Anybody, if you go through about 10 videos on my page, I think you will get a well-balanced display of me going at both men and women. And that's what we need to see more of, because neither one of us are perfect. I just want things to be balanced out. I don't think that we focus enough. And I said this in the comments before J Love had said it verbally. I don't think we focus enough on the good, those who are the Black women who are educated, who are out here crushing it and killing it, who are not out here wearing revealing clothes. I got clowned on a live yesterday because I've been 15 years celibate. People want to focus on trash. What they did, they want to pick things in my background, things that happened before I was
What are you
15 years
talking
celibate.
about?
Listen
Let
to
her
me.
rock. Let her
I'm a
rock. Just
part.
let her rock,
I'm a
please.
part of the solution. I'm an asset. If girls looked up to me, but see, because I don't dress a certain way, because I don't look a certain way, I'm not being put on a pedestal. But I'm what the generation needs to look up to. Well, wow, how is it that you are not out here being promiscuous? How is it that you're not mesmerized by materialistic things? But no, you guys prop up sexy reds and with Sukiyana, like one of you red pot pill men saw. He's got a video of Sukiyana on his page. Like, why prop her up? Why not put an educated Black woman up on your page and prop up what she's doing and say, hey, young women, this is what you can aspire to, instead of putting the worst degenerate version and saying, look at her, look, point, this is horrible, this is terrible. We already know that. Show the girls what they can aspire to, because seeing is believing. If people can see what they can be, it's more likely that they will do it. That's what we need to do, accentuate more. And like I said, the reason why it's not done is because those of us who are, and both, this is those of us men and women who don't look the part, we're being put on a back burner. And it's sad, because we are what the generation needs. It was something else that I wanted to say, but I think I'll go ahead and land there, because it was something else I wanted to say, but I can't
So
remember.
let me
But I'll
say this
land
before,
there.
because I know J Love want to say something for sure. But let me just say this though.
Kevin, this is Edwin.
Yeah, what's up, brother? Yeah. So let me say this real quick. So can we agree that in order to fix stuff, we gotta address the problem before to fix it, right?
I agree.
Royal, when you at? I'm talking Royal Ilk. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry.
Did you hear anything I said? Okay, I'm gonna say it over again. I
I'm
said,
sorry. Say it
can
again.
we agree that in order to fix a problem, we gotta address it, right?
Yeah, we have to identify it.
Okay, identify. Yeah, that too, right? Exactly. So, and then the second part is that we can only fix something focusing on one thing, because if we focus on two things at one time, right? Because I already talked about, I had a lot about the men. They do need to be better leaders, though. But this is the problem now, right? When we get on one thing, because I ain't had that much pushback with the men. Except it might have been a couple men, but we always do this. Nobody said the men that don't need to be held accountable. Nobody said none of these things, though. We talk about that, and then of course the world going to help assist that man gonna get held accountable no matter what, anyways, for the most part. So what I'll get to is that we can only talk about one thing at a time. So it's no way, because it's called that's gonna be called deflection, and it's gonna be called it's gonna cancel too. Women do this, but the men do this and all that stuff. But when we got to get to one thing and focus on one thing at a time, so everybody can know, what need to be fixed. Like I said, to throw that in there, nobody said that the other side wasn't wrong though. But it just showed right there that as soon as you talk about a woman, and you just proved that right there, you got to throw, but what about the man and what about this? We got to, in order to fix the problem, just like we agreed, we have to address the problem and make people aware of the situation, so we'll be able to have some type of correction for people that want to correct. But that's all I wanted to say though, because we got that. But go ahead, J Love. I know you.
Okay.
Y'all
So
gonna get me some like this shit.
listen. I want to thank Royal because I've been called a pick me, a mammy, and now I'm being called a panderer. So I didn't hit them all. So I appreciate you. Now, let me say this. First of all, I didn't pander to anybody. And it's clear to me that you didn't understand or hear what I said. So I'm gonna pose a question. Do you go out in the street and jump in men's faces and swing on them and push on them and talk about them and jab them in the chest and yell at them? Do you do that
That's
as a
not the
woman?
that's not the
I,
that's not the
I,
point. The
I
point
asked
is
you.
the point
I
is
asked
men should
you
have
a question.
self-control.
I asked
Men
you
should
a
have
question.
But
My
self-discipline.
that's
And
the
question.
that's the
That,
thing.
that's not
You
what I said.
deflected her point, and now
You
you can't even answer the question. That's crazy.
Exactly. So my question again to you is, do you go out in the street as a woman, jump in men's faces, swing on them, punch on them, push on them, spit on them, poke your finger in their chest, and do all of that? Do you pop your talk to men in the street?
that has nothing to do with the point
It
that I
no,
made.
you're
So
not
you
Yeah,
Just
answering
already
answer the
my
answered the
answer
question.
the
question.
question.
The
question.
question. Answer the
That has
question,
nothing to do.
Royal.
No, I'm
Well,
not. I'm not
you
answering it
good,
because
sweetie.
I'm
You
not.
good. You ain't got
I'm.
to.
I'm.
You ain't got to
Hey,
because you just proved
we're
my
having a
point. So,
discussion. Answer
so
the
no,
question.
Pika, let her be. Because see, people will come up here and call you names, but then when you get ready to shut them down on why they said what they said was incorrect, now you getting ready to be schooled. So let me take you to
You
school,
can't
sweetheart.
shut me
At
down
the
because you
end of
don't
the
know me
day,
personally.
at
You
the
can't
end of
shut me
the
down.
day, at the
You
end of the
can't.
day, you are a woman who had a 15-year ago past history of whatever you had, and you decided 15 years ago that you were going to be celibate for whatever reason you chose to be celibate, and now you think you standing high on mighty because you chose to be celibate when no one gives a damn. Nope, I didn't interrupt you, so please don't interrupt me. Give me that respect. Since you started it, let me finish it for you. So let me clarify what I said. What I said is that women will go out in here in the streets and try to put their hands on men and expect nothing to happen to them. Well, baby, if you want a man to have self-control, then you need to have self-control just as much. See, we want to sit around here talking about women being, oh, let them pop their stuff and talk they talk and put their hands on people and jump in people's faces and then want to turn around and say that those women are women that we should protect. They aren't. They're trash. And I will say that to any woman, anywhere, anytime, any place, any day. At the end of the day, as a woman, you should never leave your home thinking that you can roll up on any grown man, put your hands on a grown man, tell a grown man and pop all of your talk and then expect for him to just go, oh, it's okay. I'm a man and she's a woman, and that's just how she acts. And no, I shouldn't do that, because at the end of the day, keep your hands to yourself. And if you are a woman expecting a man to have self-control, then as a man should expect for a woman to have self-control. And if a woman can't have self-control, then that doesn't give her the right to put her hands on a man. And it doesn't mean that a man shouldn't have the right to respond in any way that he so fits. It is funny to me that women want to get out here and think that they can do and say whatever they want to do and say to men, and then turn around and say, well, you're pandering to men. Baby, what am I pandering to men for? I got a 31-year plus relationship. So who the fuck am I pandering to? At the end of the day, the truth is the truth, and most people can't stand on the truth. And so women as yourself, because you become celibate and you're not doing the things that you do and what you did and blah, blah, blah. Oh, now you're high and mighty. No one talked about your education. No man, none, no grown man that I know on this planet has ever, none that I know, let me say that again, none that I know has ever told a woman to not be educated. What he has said, though, is don't try to use your education as though you're better than me. And that's the problem with most women, especially, let me clarify that, let me back that up. Black women. Black women want to walk around here and act like they're fucking high and mighty because they're celibate. Now, because they got an education and they're making a little money. And oh, because I'm doing this and you got... No, ma'am. At the end of the day, black women don't understand black men, and y'all want black men to be under y'all fucking thumbs. And then when a black woman such as myself gets up here and says what I say, I'm misogynist, I don't like black women, that's dumb, I'm a fucking woman. Then it's, oh, you're pandering because you're saying that men don't have to have control. I never said that. Then it's, oh, you're a pick-me because you can speak the truth about men, and because it's for a man, then you've got to be a pick-me. I've already been picked and I've been chosen. And at the end of the day, if you don't want a man putting their hands on you, then damn it, don't put yours on them. If you don't want a man being violent and volatile to you, then don't do it to them. That ain't man or woman. That is child to parent, ABC 1, 2, 3. And if you don't know them basics, then there's something wrong with you. I'm glad you're 15 years celibate, but you can take that 15 years celibate and sell it to whoever you want to, because I don't really give a damn about your celibacy. Yay, kudos to you, but that just lets me know that you don't know how to get out here and deal with a black man or deal with a man, because you're still by yourself. Now, you go take that and put that in your peace pipe and smoke that shit. And I land.
Okay.
This is crazy. This is the problem. This is the problem, that women like me who have attained a level of purity, which y'all complain about women being promiscuous, women like
Nobody
me getting
cares.
attacked in these forms like this, getting attacked. Like I said, I am the
Royal,
solution. And
nobody
then,
So let
ma'am,
me
cares.
ask
you are
this
Just
you are
then.
stop
high and
it.
mighty, ma'am. You're high and mighty. Talk about, oh, I've been picked, I've been married, as if
You just
singleness
got
is
a
an insult,
retake.
as if
Did you get
singleness
it?
is
Did you get
Oh
attacked,
if
or
my
did you
singleness.
come
God.
in with an attack? Did you get
No,
attacked, or did you come in with an attack and you just got retaliation for your attack?
Mm.
Because from
No.
what I heard, you came in and came after her.
her being married
From what
as an
I
attack
heard,
on
you came in
singlehood.
and
Being single is not that's not an insult for me to be single, or anybody.
But
Singlehood is a
Royal,
blessing.
you're talking
It's a
about being
blessing, and I'm
celibate
single
and
by
all this
choice.
stuff, trying to
And like
hype
I said,
yourself
you
up.
guys
You're
are
on your high
proving
horse, so why can't she be on her
everything
high
I
horse
said.
too? That
You're
don't make
proving
sense.
everything I said. You're proving everything that I said. The people who are examples
May I
of the
please?
solutions, you don't want to give us our
May I
props.
please?
I am an
Brother.
example of the
We don't
solution
need
to
to give
all the
you
problems
shit.
that
Why
you
Oh
we
guys
my, there's so
complain
many people
about.
giving
talking at one
you
time.
I
I
am an
can't hear nothing.
example.
props?
This is
For
crazy.
what?
This is
Who
Kevin, you
crazy.
said me.
Hold
cares?
up,
Can I
It
y'all.
was
have
my
Hold up, hold up, hold up,
turn to
hold up, hold up,
so
hold
I
respond.
up.
can't
It was my
I
turn
can't
to
help because I'm
respond.
driving.
It was my turn to respond to her, though.
Go ahead.
It
Just
was
let
my
her. Yeah,
turn
I
to
guess let her
respond.
get it all out, and then the,
It was my turn to respond. This
go.
is the problem.
Okay,
People like
listen. If
me
you
who
could
are an
listen real quick,
example.
I'm trying to give you your turn, man. Hey, I'm just saying. After that, then we gonna let then Mary gonna go because he had a valid point. But go ahead.
This is the problem. People like me who are an example of the solution is getting attacked and being accused of being self-righteous and pious. I simply noted my accomplishment to say that, hey, I'm the person who you need to have at the forefront, because I know what it takes to teach these young ladies what to do, how to not be promiscuous, how to live a life of modesty. But then I'm getting attacked. This is persecution. This is persecution because I'm called and chosen, and I'm going to continue to do what I do. I didn't come in here with a self-righteous, pious attitude. I simply, again, notated my accomplishments to say that, hey, I have what it takes in order to teach these young ladies to stop doing what you all are complaining about. But no, what do? You attack me, and then you put me on the back burner. Because for what? For what reason? Why are you ashamed that are you intimidated and jealous that you were not able to attain it? Because I didn't come in here with that kind of energy. The only thing that, yes, I
She
did
married
attack
though.
you about. The only thing that, and there we go with that. You guys think that
Yeah, well, I'm saying she must
you
be
think
doing
that,
something right
listen,
though. That's like
listen
you
to me.
doing the
You
wrong
think that
argument though.
singlehood is not an attack. Singlehood is not an assault. You think that singlehood,
Oh,
when you
you
guys say
taking out
that,
what you want to hear, and
Hey,
that's another
Kevin.
problem though. That's the reason why we can't get it. That's why
you
I ain't
guys
asked
think
everybody
that,
else to
you
jump in.
guys
What the heck
think
is
that,
going on? I'm just
you
trying to
guys
talk to her a
think
little
that
bit too.
single, wait a
Royal
minute,
L.
wait a
No,
minute. You
Hold
guys
up
think
for a
that
second,
being
brother.
single
Royal
is an insult.
L.
It's not an insult.
Everybody want to
Hey,
hear
That
the
is what
all
host
right.
mute
people
up.
I'm
need to
not
do.
attacking you,
People,
Royal Elk.
Hey,
I just
hold
want to
up.
say this real
Oh,
quick, Amira. I'm only going to be
okay,
about
I
less
got you,
than a
Warlock.
minute. I'm only going to be less than a minute. Here's the thing. This is why J Love came back at you for the most part the way that she did. Is because when you came in and you spoke on her basically saying that she's trying to approve DV, right? What you misunderstood, and the reason that you're getting so much kickback is because she wasn't. She was saying if a woman does this to a man, don't expect him. He's going to react how he reacts. And a lot of women don't get that. That we've always been told, men don't put your hands on women, but women have never been told not to put their hands on men. And now that men are responding to it, They have a major problem in saying that we need to maintain self-control. We have maintained self-control for decades. That's
Really?
that's that's where the thing started off at, Royal. When you
Really?
came in and you misinterpreted or you responded to something that was not said. Nobody's attacking your celibacy. Nobody's attacking you being single. Nobody's attacking your education, whatever that may be. That's where it started. Now, if you can say, you know what, my fault, I did mishear or I misinterpreted what she meant, then a lot of this stuff will go away. But you have yet to at least acknowledge that.
What happened to Warlock?
Right? What the heck? I thought that was.
You know what? I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna be out. We're gonna let the results speak for itself because I'm out here in the trenches engaging the youth.
Somebody gave me a Royal
Can I go
call
now,
me.
Kevin?
Thank you.
That's
He said this. I'm
Yeah, I got a
out.
couple
the
people
A
ready.
Everybody
word
got their
that
vote.
we have a
I'm
problem.
out.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I sorry, Mirror Check. My bad, man.
Did you? Oh, thank.
Like I
I ain't
said,
know. I
we
thought he
just
was
gonna let the
finishing up.
results. We're gonna let the results.
Yeah, that's
Can y'all
cool.
hear
You have
me?
nothing to prove. You
What
don't got to prove
We
to
just gonna
result?
let
everybody.
the
You
results.
ain't
What
got
are
to
We're gonna
you
let the
prove.
results
talking
speak for
about?
itself. Because, like I said,
Yeah,
half
What
of y'all
I
sit
result?
mean,
on
if
this
it's
app
working, then
bumping
it's
your
working
gums all
though.
day,
What
If
and you're
it's
not
working,
doing anything. You're not doing anything.
what
You're not
result
putting
are
any
boy,
you
that's
action. You're
another
not
reason
about
why
the
we can't.
action.
And I think a
And I'm
situation
about the action.
just like you
So
doing now, you don't even.
have a good day. Have a good day. Have a good day.
have a
All right,
good
whatever, man.
day.
And that's a
I
problem
hope
in
you
our
get the
society now because
results
they
that you're
people want to
talking
say their
about,
piece
whatever that
and
means.
only
This
want
is
to
the
hear
problem.
on one thing on one side, and that's a problem.
I hate to cut you off, but this is the problem with people like her. They come in here and they throw pebbles, they throw stones, and then when you turn around
Hand.
and you launch that grenade back at them, then it's, oh, you're attacking me. This
Play
woman literally
victim.
called
That's
in here
the
and
second
said,
prompt. Play victim.
exactly. She literally came in here and called me a panderer when she didn't hear half
So
of what I said
weird.
because I
Hey, J
never
Love.
ever, I actually said out of my mouth,
Hey, J
I
Love.
am, huh?
J Love. She came in here and hit you with a stick and got mad because you hit her back.
Yeah, she came here and swung that little 2-inch stick, and I turned around and mollywopped her with this metal bat. Don't play with me. Go play with somebody else. Because at the end of the day, you literally came in here, called me a name first, and then when I addressed you, I
Was
don't
that?
care about it. At the end of the day, I never said anything about being single. People can be single, it's fine. No one is saying that it's wrong to be single. Hell, I would prefer that women stayed single and celibate before they gave their bodies up to the every random man walking around. Like that's wise. That's smart. I never said that it is better to
She's
be
still in the comments
hold
saying
on.
that
Yeah,
you're
let her
enabling
rock. Let her
domestic
rock. That's what
violence.
I
she better at.
never
She need
said
to listen anyways.
yeah, I never said anything about single women being bad. My statement actually was, I don't care about a woman being single. I'm no better than a single woman, a divorced woman. I said that, all of that. She heard the tail end of me saying about DV, and at the end of the day, if you are a woman that thinks it is okay to pop your talk, put your hands on somebody and not have self-control for yourself, but then turn around and think a man should have self-control, then at the end of the day, you are the problem. I don't care who you are and what you look like. So to sit here and say that, oh, she's saying that she promotes DV, I absolutely do not. But I do promote be smart about yourself. Do not go out here as a woman and think that it's okay to be violent with a man and expect for the man to just go, oh well, she man, my lips swole and she punched me in my eye and I got this fist print in my eye and my lips swole and my teeth, she knocked one of my teeth loose and oh, but I ain't gonna swing back. That's the most asinine thing I've ever heard. It's dumb. And I will stand on that. So she can take whatever she recorded, go chop it and screw it, and shove
Mm-hmm.
it up her celibate behind. I really don't care because at the end of the day, you come in here swinging this little twig and wasn't expecting to get mollywopped with this metal bat. Don't play with me. Play with yourself. You ain't changing nobody's life but your own. Let me tell you something. I ain't never heard of you. If you are doing so good in your
I,
life, I ain't never heard of you. So other than you sitting here on this app just like me, see you're downing people for being on the app. Y'all sit on this app. Well, we on the app, you here too. So make it make sense for me. Girl, go play with somebody else. Please go play with somebody else because I'm not her. I'm not the one for you to play with. And see, now you want to be in the comment section popping your talk. So that lets me know that you're one of these women that go out here in the street and pop that talk and pop your stuff to these grown men out in the street. And then when he turn around and pop his back, your feelings hurt. And now you, oh my God, you said, did you hear what he said to me? Oh my God.
Hey,
Girl,
victim.
Becky, go somewhere and play. Go on over there and play somewhere. And I land.
So,
She wanted, so
hey, at least
yesterday,
you asked us
she
for
was
somebody
on.
to chop it up early. Remember that? You got your wish.
Boy, if my
So I
daughter
got a couple
wasn't
people
with
though,
me,
because
I
I
know.
see everybody trying to jump in and stuff. It's a couple people I ain't let talk in a minute.
go ahead. I'm a
Yeah.
So
Hold
yeah,
on, let me go real
you
quick
right
because
after.
I gotta step inside, so I'll be just listening. So,
Okay, you
um,
said something. Okay, go ahead. Cool.
yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Yeah, it's just that she came in trying to say that this person was the problem and not recognizing that to me you look like the problem. And you look like the problem because your ears don't work. Your mouth, you got two ears and one mouth, and you use your two ears. You use your mouth more than you use the two ears. You interrupting people. And I'm like, if what you're doing is working, then lead by example and don't try to knock or tear somebody else down.
Mm.
Get some clarity and understanding. I'm so tired of it. That's why it's so touchy on this TikTok, and it's so hard to talk to people because people will piece apart what you say instead of getting the gist of it and really hearing what you said. But instead, you want to try to dice apart it and take it apart and make it into what you heard and make it what you want it to be. When instead of just asking for clarification or asking for understanding, you could have asked if that's what you thought that she was, if she thought that's what she was saying. But instead of that, you just rather assume. Which, if you spell assume, it makes an ass out of you and me. But instead, it's to a day and age where we got to grow up. And I'm so tired of saying it, but it's like we see it over and over and over and over. You got these grown folks who think they just so grown, but show their childish reactions in the way they respond, the way that they move. That was just a temper tantrum. She came up here and literally threw a temper tantrum and got whooped and then ran. And I'm so sick of that. The next time somebody say that in my comment, in my live, and maybe even in yours, I'm just going to say what I got to say and I'm going to drop. No, I'm going to drop before you say it. Because you obviously, we don't even need to hear it. Because if you got to say what you got to say and run, then that's like throwing another rock and run. Now you're going to throw rocks and run.
You know, they
All right,
automatically
I'm
So
done.
let me say this real quick.
And congratulations,
Aki,
Pharaoh.
yeah, Aki,
Appreciate you,
Aki, I
brother.
gotta switch on
Appreciate
just
you.
for a quick second. Hold up, Pharaoh. You just came up in this boy, because you got a crew of people, a bunch of people in front of you. Aki, I'm gonna just switch off for a minute because I gotta let my mind up real quick. And Kay, I gotta get you to talk. You gotta talk because I know you've been here for a minute. You've been here for a minute. You go ahead, Kay. But I think, matter of fact, I think you got something to say real quick. I gotta make sure all my minds is straight before I let it go. Go ahead, AJ, you got something for us?
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Yeah. Sorry, y'all. I ain't been on here. I've been kind of sick. But I'm what I'm doing in the section. I need y'all to tap the screen, share out the live. If you on the
Dang,
boxes, I need you to
you got a bad signal.
tap
What the
the
heck?
screen, share out the live. There's people in here. There's no reason we should be at 25K. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
got
got that
one
one
bar.
bar
What
going
up?
I think
on.
Can
we
y'all
got
hear me?
a little.
Yeah, you're
Dang,
breaking up.
Yeah,
that's bad timing.
they got that AOL bar. They
Picking up a lot,
That one bar is bold.
AJ.
A dial-up signal right now. Move around a little bit.
What was Kay trying to say?
Shoot,
no
this is
Saint, we
bold.
can't hear you. You only got one bar, baby.
Can't hear you, sis.
Oh,
Dang.
hold up.
So,
Leave in the comment.
Mirror, you got to do it for because this junk ain't. It's bold. This junk is bold right now. That one bar.
Just 1 minute.
Oh yeah, you said you had to do something. My bad.
Tap the screen and get the likes up to 25K for Kev.
Y'all hear
All
me
right,
now?
you got your bars back. Go
Okay,
ahead.
there you go. You back. Oh man.
Okay, cool. So what I'm gonna need everybody to do is I'm gonna need everybody to tap the screen, share out the live. I need you to hit hashtag FYP in the comments. I need everybody to stay respectful in this live at all times. If you got a problem with that, there are plenty of moderators. Send you on any flight you want to be on. In the event this live becomes too much, you come in here hashtag triggered. Feel free to hit the X in the top right corner. It'll eject you out this live in 2.5 seconds. Just saying. And also, for those of you who are new here, I don't know why y'all keep doing this, but if you come for Auntie J Love, just all I'm saying is expect to get mollywopped. That's all I'm saying. Y'all dumb as hell.
AJ,
Go ahead.
love AJ.
I'm
Go
back.
ahead, Kay.
Oh, hi everybody. My name's Kay. Thank you for having me on this live. This is actually my first time on your panel and in your live. So I came in here happily because I am for accountability. I am for women taking ownership over their
Oh yeah,
actions.
you part of the team now. Don't say that word.
I'm for women taking responsibility, and I understand that not holding yourself accountable is going to feel good in the moment, but in the long run, it is going to damage your self-esteem. It is going to damage your relationship with others, because when you do not take ownership of your actions and your choices, that means that you are not operating with integrity, and you will hinder your growth. You cannot grow if you can never admit fault. You cannot grow if you feel like you don't need to improve. And oftentimes with my girl, she might be in here, Janine, and even Brother Jay in here, we have lives where we do our best to hold women accountable, and the things that they say to us, well, why do you care, and it's none of your business, let them live their life, who are you to judge, only God can judge. And we'll say, well, that's not good. Well, how can you define good? How do you know what's good or bad in
Mm.
you? And
Oh
it's
yeah, I
like all
followed
of
you
these
for sure.
things. Yeah, it's like all of these things that we do to avoid accountability. We moonwalk away from accountability better than Michael Jackson. We keep avoiding responsibility like the plague, and it's like it's hurting our communities,
Gotta
because
laugh.
we as black people, as black women, it really is a shame. And they don't like the word shame either. Shame, morale, right, wrong, they think that that's subjective. Another girl tried to argue with me yesterday, type of some truth is subjective. I'm like, in what world? Because if you don't stand for something, you are going to fall for anything. We got to be able to draw a line in the sand and say, hey girl, get up, you can do better than this. You need to really think twice about what you're doing, because you're not acting wisely. This is not what our next generation deserves. And then we get mad at the next generation. I'm saying, well, why don't they know better? Because you ain't do what you were supposed to do. You can't expect people to do better, when you don't transcend and evolve. And I get so sick and tired of people trying to tone police. Well, why you got to say it like that? And that's like, dang, I can't say the truth. And then you try to tell me how I should say something, and that's all in an attempt to avoid accountability. So I am for accountability. I think that we need more of it, and I encourage anybody who shares that sentiment where you might get frustrated and discouraged sometimes talking to people who don't want to listen. Sometimes if they want to fall off the cliff, let them fall off the cliff, but they can't say that nobody tried to warn them to get them off the cliff. And I
Mhm.
know I'm just at a point now where even with myself, I try to, look at the part I play into it before I try to blame somebody else or look at their role in it. Like, I need to make sure that I did my best and that I'm showing up as myself. I mean, I can't believe that now women argue with us because we say you shouldn't go outside in pajamas and bonnets. They're like, well, who do you think you are? You think you're better? It's like, no, like, you're representing yourself. Like, you should want to go out there looking your best, because you don't know who you're going to see. You don't know, how people are going to look at you. And we say things, well, it doesn't matter. And it's like, it does, because the truth is that people make assumptions based on how you look and how you carry yourself. And you're not doing the community a service, and you're definitely not doing yourself a good thing when you go out there choosing to not look presentable and to look like you got sense and class and dignity and self-respect. And I just think for us black women, because I can't speak on anybody else, I'm a black woman, and I just really want us to want and do better. We fight against better all in the name, because we want to decenter men, and we don't want to be seen as a pick me. I get called a pick me all the time. It's like, well, whatever. I know who I am. I get called a pick me, be internalized misogyny, it's the patriarchy, blah, 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 blah. And they all have the same talking points. It's like, I can predict what they're going to say. So again, I just think that we as black women, we really need to wake up, because our generation after us is not looking good. And I'm a clinician, so I talk to marriages, I talk to couples. This is what I do for a living. And
Mm.
our families and these babies, they are breaking down, hurting, because you got two parents who don't want to hold each other accountable. And if you are in a home where there's no
Can you
accountability in that
mute?
family, guess what? You're going to raise children who
Edwin,
don't believe
can
that
you
they
mute?
need to be held accountable. So, like
This
I
stuff ain't
said,
let me mute him either. That's crazy.
so at the end of the day, y'all, like I said, shout out to everybody who's trying to fight the good fight of faith. Shout out to everybody who's trying to walk upright, have some morale. There is a such thing as right and wrong. I know we try to blur the lines, but there ain't no blurred lines. Either you gonna really do what's right or you're gonna be on the wrong side. But you can't choose to act like a child and then sit up here and get mad when we hold you as accountable as an adult. Because if you want to be an adult, put your big girl panties on. Let's be real here. Stop playing these games because you owe it to yourself and your community and for people who are looking up to you to do right by them, to show them the way. Because if when you take responsibility for yourself, people, you can earn people trust. People can see your humanity. Because black women, we like, well, why men don't want to protect us? Because you're not protectable. You want protection, but you want to cuss them out and you want to go out in the middle of the street looking all kind of ways and being unkind and thinking that somebody gonna run out to save you. I don't want to mess with somebody who don't respect themselves because that's gonna be on me. I'd rather look out for somebody who got some sense. So I just think that we got to do better with accountability and be able to hear it with our heart. And as ladies, don't be mad at the women trying to tell you right, because the women who tell you wrong, they're not your friends. They are your enemies. You do not need to be listening to women who promote being trifling. Those are not your friends, because in the second that they move on, guess what? They gonna look at you while you sitting there looking like Boo Boo the fool, and you wondering why you trapped, why they out there living their lives, but all because you listen to them. Women who don't want better for you are not your friends. They are your enemies, and you need to excommunicate them quickly, because if they're not coachable, cut them off, because they're going to influence you. So if you know that you got some good sense, some wisdom, and some judgment, you supposed to educate her and get her up on game. You supposed to tell her what to do, not her tell you what to do. And yes, as a black woman, you have every right to hold your sisters to a higher standard. I know we like to say, well, why do you care? I care because I care about me and I care about you. I am my sister. I'm not just my sister's keeper. I am my sister. So it's up to us black women to do right, because we got kids to raise and we got husbands to help as to help me. And I know, I feel for my brothers, because we try to put men down, but we need y'all. I don't care how many women get on here in y'all panels and try to scream, we don't need men. That is a lie from hell. And I don't care what they have to say, because the same women that don't need men, they be the same one asking somebody to go up to AutoZone, get a new tire, get whatever they need, and they want somebody to come carrying all their heavy groceries because they can't care about themselves. So I just want to try to know I'm with y'all. And shout out to all y'all holding it down, telling the truth. If you tell the truth, the truth will set you free. And when we free, we can be unstoppable. But for us women, we got to get back on code. We got to get some principles. We got to get on our morale. We got to step up our game, because the way that we're doing this right now is not it. And I know we can do better. And so let's stop fighting against the truth and let the truth set us free. So that's all I got to say. Thank you for letting me.
Man,
I'm telling you.
I should have called on you a little early. You was patient too, man. You was holding all that in. Oh
Hey,
my.
hey, she needs a round of applause. There you go. That's what I want to hear
yes,
from
Hold
her.
up, hold up,
yes.
hold
Hey,
up,
three things,
hold
three
up,
things, three
hold up,
things.
hold up,
One,
Mary. Hold up, hold up. Still need y'all to keep tapping the screen. Let's keep these lights up. Good job getting everybody. Everybody, we got up to 21.3K. So keep tapping the screen. Share out the live. Just a quick little mod break real quick. I'll make this quick. If y'all haven't, make sure, if you're new here, check out Kev's page. Make sure you subscribe to him on YouTube so you can catch the recap on all these lives. He has a lot of topics, man, so make sure you catch that and subscribe to that. Also, he's got a live goal of 100 teddy bears, so please make sure you send those to him as well. And so on and so forth. But I'm going to go ahead and drop it back down and drop it over to Mir. Go ahead, my friend.
all right, and that's
Step
just to
your
add
Edric.
to what AJ was saying, is that in here we do not all agree in here. We don't have a problem with the difference of opinion. We don't tolerate disrespect. So don't ever think you will get dropped or you can't come up and voice your opinion, because everybody in here does not agree. I don't like saying it's not an echo chamber, but it's just, this is not a space and place where everybody's just all in the same agreement. We like to have our different voices, our different opinions. It's just all in how you do it. You can do it respectfully. And the other thing I gotta say, I'm following her. And the third thing is, Kev, I just came up with another live idea, and we need to make a list. Trigger words. All right, back to Kev.
Oh, oh, okay, man. I appreciate all y'all. Man, I gotta reset the dang on goal already, man. But I got another hour for y'all, because I'm gonna redo this a little bit later though, because I gotta make some runs and stuff. But yeah, this is just the beginning, y'all, because I'm about to be running this all tonight when I get back. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. And next is because I got a few people. All right, I got a Warlock that haven't said nothing yet. Then I have who was Edwin, Warlock, Edwin, and then it's gonna be you, Pharaoh.
What
No, Edwin and
finna,
Pharaoh can
you
go.
finna shut
I
down?
said a
Hold
little bit
on.
of
Huh?
something already.
You
What'd you
finna
say,
shut
Mirror?
down? You finna
I'm
shut
in about
down?
an hour. Yeah, I gotta make a move. I gotta make a move. Then I come back and run it again.
Yeah, Edwin and
Okay,
Pharaoh
well
can
I'll
go
go up
before me.
until
I'll
that.
go
I'll
after
go up
them.
in between then. So
Okay, for
I'll
sure.
drop and go on here and get something ready. All right,
Yep.
just let me know when you're ready to shut down, and I'll be up and ready. All right.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, let Edwin and Pharaoh go because I said a little something already. I'll go after them.
Okay, for sure. Go ahead, Edwin.
Yeah, thank you so very much. I was trying to dodge the ball that the young lady was saying because I think she missed J Love's point.
Entirely.
I just want to say, J Love, hello, Ancient One. How are you doing? Y'all, she's like a savant in these TikTok. Some of you guys are relatively new, but this dynamic human has been around here for a minute or two. So, you're going to have to bring your math. You're going to have to show your work. Trust me. She's heard it from every single angle and every aspect. So, when you be mindful to just try to make make sense instead of trying to contend with some folks. Um, Warlock is another one. Kev is another one. So, it's good to be in the building. I'll just say this. I always say the height of our arrogance and the depth of our ignorance is our undoing. We're not as smart as we think we are, and we absolutely don't know everything we ought to know. In this case, I believe that Miss J. Love was trying to give the lady a broader perspective, and her narrowness through her arrogance didn't allow her to receive it because she was touting a thing as a lure to capture a thing that Miss J. Love already has possession of. As she says, I got a name. So, it's good to wander in mystery land, but it's a whole nother place to have achieved such a thing that we hold covet. So, with that, I'll let it go. Thank you, Kev. Thank you,
Oh yeah,
J Love,
for sure.
Ancient One.
Right. We've been here since for a minute, for a couple years. Actually, I think I met it was you, J Love, Kanav, Nas, man, all y'all. We all from the beginning, y'all. Long time. Man, good looks, Pharaoh. Man, he keep making me reset this goal. I'm trying to get everybody because the gifts one. I think the gifts keep the page going and all that stuff too. But good looks though. I think it's on your turn too, anyways though.
All right, no problem. When you reset, I'm gonna fill it up again.
No, you
Pharaoh,
gotta let
thank
the
you
other
so
people
much
do it.
for my gift. I appreciate it. Edwin, thank you for the good, kind words. I appreciate it. I just wanted to jump in and say that right quick. I'm gonna mute back up.
Yeah, peace and love to you, J Love. You know, I call you my sis. But yeah, I was going to just comment on what the sister that was up here before was saying. I know she completely missed J Love's point, and it was just, and this. I was in another panel with her, and she was saying things to the point of that she agrees with the word submission, but she does not like the word cooperation. So it was just like I was just going to ask her if she reconsidered that type of mindset because I get what she's trying to say and I understand, but it was just I kind of lost my train of thought because I was trying to speak out on it earlier. But it's just we got to be able to figure out how to get on one accord with these type of things because if oh shit, never mind, I'll mute. Well, can I say something, Kev?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So Pharaoh, I get what he's saying, and this is the thing that I think a lot of us forget, and I feel like Kev is really good at pointing this out. Everybody thinks differently when it comes to relationships, right? We don't all fall on one accord. So when people are trying to have conversations about something that they don't agree with, that's fine. But if your lack of agreement is always in the form of attacking aggression and not trying to understand. Like, I don't have to understand what Kev is saying. I don't have to agree with what Kev is saying to understand where he's coming from. I don't have to agree with Pharaoh's ideas to say, well, you know what? I get that works for him and that's cool, and still remain on the respectful side. But what tends to happen is that when people don't agree with you, they want to get up here and they want to get their point out so bad, and then they get disrespectful, and then they want to attack you. I wasn't going to. If she had just said, "Hey, you know, I feel like you did this or whatever," but you came for me, and then when I responded to you in kind, you didn't like it. Listen, don't throw a rock and hide your hand. Don't throw the grenade and think I'm not going to toss it back. Cause see, you tossed the grenade. You pulled the pin, tossed the grenade, but I caught it and tossed it back at you, and it blew up on you. At the end of the day, I'm here to help. I'm here. I am no better than anybody else. So we literally will get up here and, you know, like you got one in here right below you, Belafonte, long-winded much. If you don't like what anyone has to say, please scroll somewhere else. Like, I don't need you to like what I'm saying. All I got to say is this: don't come for me if you don't want me to light your soul on fire. Because most people, as Edwin said, I've done what you're trying to do. These arguments that y'all are having about, oh, this, that, if you just stop, shut your mouth, and learn to listen, then you might get somewhere. My idea may not literally be exactly what you want it to be, but I've done something right in my lifetime. I'm sorry. Y'all can say what you want to say about it, but 31 years of longevity with the same person, no outside kids, no cheating, none of that foolish stuff. I've got
Hey, J
something.
Love,
Yo,
and you can keep going. I just want to tell her, you know, while y'all down there putting in them comments, could y'all fill up the heart in between the comments, please? Okay, go ahead, J Love.
thank you. Hey, Ja, but I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, and this is what's funny. These will be the
AJ ain't
same.
playing with him.
These will be the same people that are hopping alive. Praise J Love. Oh, J Love, I want you to say this. But as soon as I say something that triggers them, and it doesn't go the way they think it should go, their feelings are hurt. See, that's what makes me different. I'm able to say as a woman, I'm not always right. I am the woman that can say in my marriage, I messed some stuff up with the wrong mindset. I don't speak to men. I don't speak to men about how men should be because I'm not a man. But I can tell you that what I do and what I've done to fix what I needed to fix as a woman works because I'm living proof of it. I have a wonderful marriage. I have a wonderful husband, but it ain't without its faults. It ain't without its flaws, fights, and arguments. But at the end of the day, is what we do on the other side of it. And this dude here is everything. See, y'all want somebody like I got in this house, but y'all can't handle somebody that I got. You understand? So when I'm trying to give y'all the tips and the tricks, y'all want to call me a pick-me. I'm a panderer to men. That is listen, Kev, I have been called a lot of things, but that's a new one. That's a new one. I got to add that to my list.
Hey,
But
J Love.
I'm okay with y'all calling me out or calling me whatever you want, because it's not what you call me, it's what I answer to. And while you calling me a pander and a pick-me, you still going home to that empty bed. I am. And then y'all will say, well,
While celibate.
but it ain't nothing wrong with being single. It ain't nothing wrong with being single. Yes, Serenity, women are amazing, but Serenity, even in the serenity that you can be, you've even pointed out that women do some things that they ain't got no business doing. So let's not play. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying you got to have a man to be complete. I'm not saying you should have a man to be complete or whole or it
Mhm.
makes you everything. But if you sitting here dragging men, but you want a man, but you won't do anything differently, then how do you
Mm.
expect to get them? That's all
Mm.
I want.
J
But
Love, listen. Here's
Yeah,
the thing,
J
man.
Love. If you
Like,
ask the woman, particularly, they're talking about a thing that they desire, like what they want men to be, how they want men to behave, everything else. You've achieved what it is they're looking for. Why are they so narrow minded not to listen?
I have a couple things, right? J Love, you often say that you married your husband because he's a man, because of who he was, not because of what he had.
Mm.
And I think that's a big step.
War,
Hey, I'm finna, I'm
Because
finna send you something.
they're trying to get these guys for what they have, and a lot of them that have stuff are a piece of shit. They treat women like dogs because of the simple fact that they have these
but
options.
this is the funny
First
part,
and
Warlock.
foremost,
This is
good.
funny. Most people don't even know that when me and my husband started out, I was working. I worked a job and took care of my
Mm-hmm.
responsibility. I worked and took care of my stuff. My husband worked and took care of the household stuff, like what he's been doing since the beginning of time. But anything that
Mm-hmm.
came that was outside of that, I took care of that. It
Right.
wasn't until we got to a certain point. Most people don't know that my household income when me and my husband got married was $33,000 a year. Now make it make sense. You see what I'm saying? See,
Right. I got you.
it's not a woman wants to be with a man strictly because of what he has. That's not the problem, Warlock. You want to know what the real problem is with these women?
What's
These
that,
women
man?
these women don't know how to build or maintain what a man has. And that's the problem. The
Yeah.
problem isn't wanting a man that already has it. The problem is that as a woman, if you don't know how to maintain it, then guess what you can't do? Because in order to get to the top and to be on the top, it requires a lot. And if you can't maintain it to stay on top, then what in the world are you doing? To
Good
whom
point.
much is given,
Excellent point.
to whom much is given, much is required.
Excellent point, my dear. See, here's the thing. And like you said, everybody's relationship is not the same. The way that we go about our relationships are not the same. It just isn't. However, when we are on here speaking, a lot of times we're speaking from a point of success. Those are the people that are always speaking to the women that have not yet succeeded. And you don't want to hear it because you feel as though you've been screwed over by so many guys. Why? Because maybe you were looking for the wrong things. Maybe you thought that your little kitty cat was supposed to keep him or make him feel special. Maybe that little wop wop is what you felt as though that was supposed to be special. Let me tell y'all something, ladies, and guys laugh at this shit every time that I tell you. Tell them this. A man, your little kitty cat is not all that special. We'll stick our thing in a knot hole in the tree if it'll get us off. All right? So it's not that special. Your throat is not that damn special. It's special to the guy that wants you and loves you and that will do the things that he needs to do. But to the average dude, it's not. So stop thinking that when you put it out there, you think you got the wet and all of that stuff. It's not doing nothing. It's making you undesirable to the other men that may have wanted you because now you're a little piece of pass around. So I often say this about women, and this is my thing about relationships. Ladies, I tell you, keep your damn legs closed, but also tell the guys keep that thing in their pants. At the end of the day, unless a guy wants to be brought up on some kind of a charge, you have control over who gets in between your legs. So don't blame us as far as not having self-control because it's up to you to make us. If y'all just all of a sudden said, nope, y'all not getting it unless you commit to me, you marry me or whatever, guess what guys will start doing? We're not going to go to each other. Well, I hope we don't go to each other. We're going to do what the hell we need to do. But as long as we can get it from you at any given point in time, why should we? Now, I'm single, and I know a lot of people are going to say some shit, but I'm going to end this with something that's going to fuck them up. I'm single. I've been single for 10 years now. And a lot of people must say, well, how the fuck can you talk about this, that, and the other, yada, yada, yada? The thing that y'all don't realize, and I put this shit out here every time, I was married. No, I didn't get a divorce. Mine passed. So I'm speaking from the point of view of a married man that never got divorced, never cheated. Even though my wife passed in 2014, I'm still taking care of the kids that
Sorry to hear that,
that were
brother.
not naturally born mine. I married a woman with 5 damn kids. Why? Because when she came to me, she told me from her mouth, before I got with you, I knew I had to get my shit together. A lot of y'all women can't say that. A lot of y'all women think that a guy is supposed to accept you for exactly who you are, your fucked up shit and all, which he doesn't have to when you bring in 2, 3 kids to the damn table. And 8 times out of 10, these guys nowadays are not. They will use and abuse and bang your back out till the goddamn going till the EMP pulse hits and we have a blackout. But they will not marry your ass. And you wonder why you getting all these fucked up dudes because you're trying to use your body as a goddamn chip for a relationship. It don't work like that. It don't. So stop trying to use your body, use your intellect, well, shit, I can't say that because I was gonna say use your smarts. But if you were smart, you would probably already have a goddamn man.
So why do
Understand?
guys still pursue those women that have so
Oh
many
no,
children?
you know what? You're right. They probably do, but do they marry them?
Mm.
That's why they
Honest.
go into a relationship with 2 kids, and by the time they get out of it, they got 3 or 4, and that guy still ain't married their asses.
So why do they even pursue them?
Why the who? Why the
The
men pursue them?
men.
To
Why?
get some buns?
Wait, what's the question? Wait, what's the
Why does
Hold,
a
question?
hold on, hold on.
man
He said, why do
pursue?
men pursue those
Why
women?
does a man
Okay,
pursue
hold
and
on,
act
hold on.
like he wants to be there
Candace,
and then thinks
Candace,
it's easily to leave?
Candace, Candace. Okay, you asked a question. I'm getting ready to answer you, dude. We don't really pursue them. They open their legs willingly, thinking that that's what's going to keep them. So that's why I always tell ladies, keep your freaking legs closed. Just because a man got some game with his mouth or whatever, keep your freaking legs closed. We
I mean,
will we will
Oh,
8
I'm
times
sorry.
out of 10
I
take
thought I was
just
muted.
about anything that you give us.
you can be right because I
Just
kept my
because you
leg closed
pursue,
for a whole
and just
year.
because,
Can
you
And
can I
pursue
before we
say
get
doesn't
too
something?
mean
deep,
that
I
you got
think
to be
AJ been
caught.
having something a minute to say. But go ahead, and then I think you got some behind it, then we can go back to it.
Look, when it comes to having these types of conversations, the reason why these conversations go nowhere. Everybody want to ask the wrong person the question. If you're not one of those dudes who's in here sleeping with people with 5 kids, they can't answer those questions. And if you're not a woman in here who's sitting here throwing it around like it's loose change, you can't answer the questions on the other side. At some point, we need to get that. The other thing too, we need to stop
Say it
putting the
again,
buggy
AJ.
before the horse. Most of y'all are not ready for a fucking relationship.
Mm,
Most of
Right?
y'all need to stay single because you need to work on your own shit. And if
mm.
that is the case, then just say that. Okay? But to sit around and constantly throw shade and throw hurt on each other ain't doing shit. It ain't doing shit.
But
It
that's
ain't
the
doing nothing but
problem.
prolonging these conversations. And we keep having the same conversation over and over and over again. Everybody want to ask the wrong people.
No
Ask
one
those
can
people
be
who are doing those
honest.
things.
No one can be honest. If it's not what you're looking for, move on because sometimes the other person thinks that it's okay because you're staying around. And then when you finally come out, that's not what I'm looking for. Now we 2 years embedded and then you say you can't do this no more. What do you mean?
That sound personal.
It sounds
See,
like, I
that's the
mean,
problem. You don't
I
have the
get that,
That's
conversation.
all it
I'm
but
was.
sorry.
again, my point in that is like I said, so many people jumping for relationships right now, and
Mm-hmm.
y'all emotionally bankrupt. You ain't got the capacity for another person. And then you wonder why we end up in these situations. We end up having these same conversations. These things continue to happen because it's not normalized that you need to be able to give yourself what you want from another person. Like I don't know why this is such a hard concept. If you want somebody to give you their devoted time and attention, make sure you can give that to yourself. If you want somebody to give you grace and understanding, make sure you can give that to yourself.
Yep.
Therefore, you understand what it takes to give it to another person. This isn't hard shit, right? But
Mm.
no, everybody wants to negate that shit and go, "Well, I need to be in a relationship. Let me figure it out while I'm in a relationship." and then you wonder why you hurt each other.
I think people
That's
are
what
scared
I'm
to fall
pointing
in
out.
love.
Hey,
I think people
Candace.
are
No, it's
scared
not
to
that
fall in
they,
Candace,
love.
it's not that
allow
they're
me to answer
scared to
your
fall in
question.
love.
It
It,
could
that
be a
Yes, it
choice.
is.
It could be
hold
a
on.
Hold
choice,
on,
though,
don't let
don't
her
you
not.
think?
Well, hold up. Was AJ done? AJ, were you done? And then we can let Anansi go because he just got up here.
I just got up
Yeah,
here
no,
too.
Who
that's
who
perfectly fine. Y'all can continue. I
Okay,
just wanted to say what I needed to
who
say, and
came
I'm
up
gonna
first?
drop down.
Kev.
He
I'm
could
gonna
go
drop.
first.
behind the
Okay,
man green?
Okay,
I just
go
wanted to
ahead,
answer.
Anansi.
I just wanted to answer Candace's question. So, Candace, here's the scenario: if a bank was offering out loans with no proof of income, no interest rate or APR, and no time stamp on to pay it back, would you take it?
I would be skeptical.
But would you take it?
I don't know.
So if a
I
bank
don't
was
know.
offering free, if bank was offering free money, let me ask the people in the comments and the
Okay, so
people on the
hold on.
panel: if the bank was offering free money with no interest rate, no APR, no time limit on when to pay it back, no proof of income, would you take it?
A
Everybody
Hey,
lot
else.
of
hey,
people
Anansi.
probably would. You can get
Anansi.
that on your
Absolutely.
house.
Hey, Anansi.
I'm
Hey,
just
Nancy, is this like
it's
7-Eleven? Is this like the 7-Eleven with the bigger the bag or bigger thing I can bring there, fill it up? Cause yeah,
what
I'm gonna get it. I just need
pretty
to know how
pretty
big a bag
much.
I need to bring.
It's not a trick question. I promise you, Miss Candace, it's not a trick question.
But if you've already been through that where the bank did ask you for information, the bank did want something, and now the bank is saying, no,
Ma'am,
you don't need
ma'am,
none
No,
of
yeah,
that,
and Candace,
ma'am,
to
I
your
would
point,
be
ma'am,
skeptical.
ma'am. There's no. I'm
I'm
not trying to
sorry.
trick you. I promise. I'm not trying to trick you with this question. It's a simple yes or no. I'm
No, I
answering
would
your
be
question.
skeptical. I'll be
Okay,
skeptical.
so everybody else in the comments put yes or they would take it, male or men or women.
Nah.
So I asked that question because you asked why do they do it, and that's the reason why. Women being the bank are not putting timelines. They're not putting interest rates. They're not giving. They're not asking for no proof of income. They're simply allowing these people with bad credit, no jobs to come in and take their free money. And then when the bank, the woman, all of a sudden says, well, where's the return on my investment with all this money?
With no
Well, and with a
commitment.
woman is AKA, what about all this time and years that I've given to you? Where's the return on my investment? And he says, well, you never gave me a time frame. You never gave me an interest rate. You never told me I needed to have a job. You had no requirements or expectations for me. So I came as I was and did what you allowed me to do. So to answer your question, that's why it happens. The majority of people, apparently you're not part of the majority, but the majority of people will take the loan or take the free money. Why? Because it's free.
True.
Because it's being offered. Because there's no consequences or repercussions if you take it. You ain't gonna go to jail. You ain't gonna get your car repossessed. It ain't gonna show up on your credit. You don't have to basically you don't have to pay it back because I told you there was no time frame on it. My granddad used to tell all of his granddaughters this: if a man asks you to follow him, you better ask where is he going. Let
I
me say it
agree.
again. If a man asks you to follow him, you better ask where he is going. In other words, don't be following somebody you don't know where they're going, because if the blind can't lead the blind, at least they all fall into a ditch. So why do men and women waste each other's time? Because they offering free money. I hope that answered your question.
And because they're not responsible adults. They're not responsible. They don't know what they want. They don't know what they can accept. They think they want something, they get it, and they don't know how to handle it because they weren't even ready to be there.
I have a question.
Well,
Have
be
you
that as
ever,
it be that
I
as it
have a
may,
question.
that's why they do it.
So I have a
Yeah.
question. Are you saying that you've never heard a man say to a woman, I ain't really looking for a relationship. I'm just trying to have a little fun, maybe get to know you, maybe not. And a woman will turn and say, well, I hear what you're saying, but that ain't what you really want. Have you never heard that before?
I have heard women turn
Oh,
that down.
no.
Yes.
So you've heard
Now,
women
what the?
say, wait a minute. So you've telling me that as a woman, you've never heard a woman tell a man, I hear what you're saying, but you don't really mean that. That's a yes or a no.
At my age, no.
Okay,
And
well,
you,
let
and
me
how
I'm
answer.
old are
sorry, whoa,
you?
whoa, 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 whoa. I'm sorry, how old are you?
I'm in my mid 40s.
You're in your mid 40s.
I thought
So
she was 18 or something for a
so
minute.
I'm
Right?
guessing
Thank you.
so your mid 40s. Mid 40s would be 43 to 45. I'll be
Yes.
48 this year. I am 48 years old this year. God willing, and the creek don't rise. And I've heard it. I've heard many women. A man will say, "Yo, I ain't looking to really get with nobody. I ain't trying to be in no relationship. We can have some fun. We can go out from time to time." And that woman will say, "Oh, you don't really mean that," and then she'll end up 2, 3 years in this relationship with a man, being popped out a baby or two for this man, and then wonder why he's not with her in that way. He told her from jump that he
He
didn't
Yeah.
is
want that.
lying. They
And
don't tell us
women
from the jump.
will,
Can I
huh?
say something?
Whoa, whoa,
Sorry,
whoa.
Once
ma'am.
you done, once you done, J Love, I want to say something to that.
Yeah, no, I'm just sitting here saying women will sit here and say, I ain't never heard a man say that. That's not true. Because I know men that have done it. I've seen it in
I've never heard a
forever.
man say that.
I
Have you
have.
seen it on TV?
I have. I've heard men
I
say
know
it,
I've said it.
and they may not
Me
say it
too.
in the hold on. The man may not say it in the way that I said it to you, but a man has told a woman in many a ways, I'm not looking to be in a relationship. And that
And that was
woman, and
after I
I've
got
met
out of one.
women that will literally
Mm.
go, "You don't mean that. We'll see. I'll show you. I'm a be," and the woman will change everything about herself. She will start
Auntie,
cooking.
Auntie,
She
ask them
Wait
if
a
they
minute,
had
I
a one
wanted to
night
say something,
stand.
When you
please.
seen
I
that?
have.
Wait a minute,
Ask them
it's
if
my
they ever
turn.
had a one night
Hold
stand.
on,
Hold
us,
on, let J Love finish. Let J Love finish.
just want to land.
because
All
I
I'm
was
saying
after
is,
her.
all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I'm not speaking that I'm literally not saying that men aren't wrong in these situations. What I am saying is that a woman will walk wide. I have all the information that she needs to understand that he probably ain't looking for a relationship with me with the hopes that you can be the one because it's
Mm-hmm.
something about you that you feel is so great that's going to make him change his mind, and he will kick it with you for years and years and years. Why? Because you let him.
Yep.
You allow that man. A woman allows a man to be just who he is in the relationship without giving you anything, and then turn around and say, well, he didn't have to do me like that. Well, baby, if he told you from jump and you decided you was gonna flip that script and make him yours, that was a chance that you took. And I'm sorry, but you got to wear that hat. And
The
now
whole
and
thing
now,
is,
I land.
the whole thing
Okay,
is, they
so can
may
I
not
say
say
this?
it out
Wait a
loud.
So
minute,
real quick,
Carla.
hold up,
They'll
Can
real
I
say
quick,
it
real
to
say?
quick. So
themselves.
Serenity, if is you adding to it, because I'm giving everybody a chance to basically just rebuttal Candace for the moment. But if you about to change the topic, then
I'm not
might
changing
as
the
well let them
topic.
finish. Huh?
Mm-mm.
So
I'm
you
not
adding
changing
to
the topic. I'm adding to it. So my thing is, yes, I understand what J Love is saying. I think only trash ass dudes do stuff like that, but I do understand what she's saying. A man will say some. He'll tell the truth, but not bluntly. He'll
Oh, you
say
knocked
little
the fuck
things
out.
like he'll
You
say
knocked
things like,
What you get?
Candace, go on mute for me, sweetie. We hear
Oh,
your
sorry.
background. No, it's okay. Um, they'll say they'll say things like, "Oh, I'm not really looking for nothing serious right now," or "Yeah, I'm only really trying to kick it right now." But then the things that these trash ass dudes will do is that they'll say that with their mouth, but they'll do every single thing that a man in a relationship would do in a relationship, i.e., buying you stuff, i.e., moving in with you, i.e., doing everything but putting a ring on it. And so that's why women have to be smart and cut it from the door, because these
mm-hmm.
trash ass dudes will string you along and along and along and along because you allow them to,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they will not take any accountability about it at all, because what they'll do is they'll fall on the fact that they told you in the beginning that, hey, I told you I wasn't looking for nothing. I know I told you I loved you. I know I told you that you my girl, but you're not my wife. I'm not putting no ring on it. I'm not making it official for real. Yeah, when I bring you around my friends, they know about you, but you don't know what I say about you behind your back.
So I understand what J Love is saying, all like
Mhm.
100%. And that's why women have to be smarter because these dudes don't give a fuck about you. Straight like that.
True,
That's why I
true.
tell
I
women to
agree.
keep their legs freaking closed.
But it's not
True.
even about keeping their legs closed, Warlock, because
That,
the thing is, some of these girls, they are sweet girls. They are not the ones that's just out here sleeping with everybody. They only sleeping with that man, right? But these, and I call them ninjas because only a trash ass dude will do some stuff like that. You
well,
know,
only thing
to
I'm
me,
saying,
in my
Serenity,
opinion.
How they get played with their legs closed
the
though?
only reason I tell ladies to keep their legs closed is because if you do, that's going to require him to make a move, some way, shape, or
Mm-hmm.
form. And if you, even if you are a nice girl and you're sleeping with this one dude, he still has no motivation to make that commitment to you.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't. So you keep them legs closed. Like I tell people, a chameleon can only hold his color but for so long. If his intent is to be there and just to bang you out and string you along and you not giving him none, he ain't gonna hang around too long. He may
Mm-hmm.
disappear for 6 to 9 months and come back again and try it again and hopefully in them 6 to 9 months you may meet somebody. Hopefully, but if you're giving it up and you're not requiring him to make a bigger move than just sleeping with you, he's gonna do that as long as you can, as long as you allow him to. Now, when you start talking about he's not gonna take accountability, okay, I get where you're coming from. But at the same token, whose fault is it that you're allowing this dude to do this to you?
Both
In the
of
same
them.
in the
I
same way
think
with
it's both
women,
of them.
if you just want to be there to go out on dates and spend this man's money, and then he comes up and says, "Yo, I spent all this money and she ain't never did this and she ain't never did that, or she just ghosted me," whose fucking fault is that?
Mm.
It is.
I don't know, Warlock.
So
I look at it like this. If you know you playing the game and you on some trash bag stuff, I feel like you should just be honest. Look, I
Well,
ain't
we
shit right
most
now.
of the times
Instead of
we
trying
are
to play a
Serenity.
game.
Most of the
Yep.
Nah,
times dudes are, but they
Mm-hmm.
look.
nah,
I always say
Warlock
this.
ain't
Yeah.
really
Hold
playing the
on, hold on,
game.
man.
Come on
Hold on.
now.
Let me say
We
this and
gotta
I'll
be
let you
real
go.
here.
Let me
Let's
just
be
say this and I'll
real.
let you go. We will tell them, look, you know what? I ain't looking for nothing right now.
No,
Blah, blah, blah,
y'all
blah.
ain't
And
never said
okay,
that.
hold on.
Y'all
At
ain't
that
never
We
particular
said
ain't
that.
went
moment,
down no
if you are
accountability
looking
road.
for if you are looking for a relationship, that's not the dude you want to fuck with, but you'll fuck with
No.
him anyway. I always say, men speak, women interpret. You may
Yep.
not say it out of your mouth. Oh
mm,
yeah, you know what? I'm gonna make him work, but you say it in your freaking head.
mm, that's a
Let
good
me
one.
let me
I,
say
So
this. Let
That's
me
I
say
We
got
trying
you
to
this.
go
next,
back down
that's
no
Caleb, because I gotta
good.
accountability
do. I gotta
road.
say something real quick though. So
Oh
if
my God, the
for these,
men talking over the women is crazy.
yeah, that's me. The host can do that, right? Exactly. I'm just saying. So real quick, it's 100 and something people in here. Yeah, I need y'all to, if y'all want to, follow me real quick. I'm gonna redo this topic a little later though, because I'm gonna leave about. Y'all got about 30 minutes. I might even have to shut down in the middle of somebody talking too though. But I'm just giving y'all a heads up that I got to dip for a minute. So I might be back on later though, so we can re-get this going. Uh, and I should be good after that. And if y'all can hit the share to some people real quick, people that's willing to listen, people that get mad at the host because he talking and stuff, you can share to all that or whatever. And hit them likes too real quick. Give me the 30K before I leave too. Like I said, I got 30
I'll be
minutes. I'm
ready.
letting y'all know ahead of time. And what you got behind it? Then I'm gonna let Caleb go because she got to say something real bad.
No, I just said I'll be ready. And we
Oh yeah,
headed
yeah,
back
yep,
down no
yep. And then
accountability road.
follow behind the mirror because he probably gonna either continue or he gonna have a good topic for y'all too though. So where y'all see behind the mirror and follow him too because he gonna go live after that. I wish you had your other profile or you gonna go live on this profile.
I'll bring the other one in and try
All right,
and hold
yeah.
on, give
So
me
he
a
gonna
minute. I'll
bring
bring
another
him
one
in.
that's gonna say Marion, and y'all want to follow him on that too, though. And also just to throw it in there though, when y'all want to decompress from like topics like this that give you headaches and stuff, he do a like a karaoke or a little thing on every Friday and stuff to get you because we be needing it. I be needed too, so we could just get to sing and then if you want to have a little drink and all that stuff, we just be chilling there too. So because we be needing that sometimes though. But go
Hey,
ahead,
Just
Kate.
laugh
well,
and
can
have
I
a
hold on,
good
finish what
sorry,
I
time.
was
fellas.
saying? Because I mean, I know it was,
I
when I
thought you
said
was finished already. You
I
about to throw another one
wasn't,
in there?
I wasn't done.
Oh my
I
God.
wasn't done.
Go
Warlock
ahead.
was going back and forth with me,
So
but
I'm sorry, Serenity. I apologize.
Yeah,
it's
just
okay. It's
let her
okay.
finish so she can. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
All right, I'll
let
be
me
right
just
back.
finish because I totally understand, and this isn't about me being personal. This is just something that I see. I've seen girls
a dude will say little stuff like, yeah, you know, I'm not really looking for nothing. And so the girl leave him alone. Like, all right, well, look, I'm looking for something serious. And that dude will hound her. Okay. Flowers, gifts, candies. Oh man, sweet nothings, all of that stuff, just to waste her time. So I understand what y'all saying. For the women who are just out here like, okay, I know my stuff is good and it can change a man, totally get it. But I think we being a little disingenuous if we don't bring up the fact that a lot of these men prey on good girls. And that's it.
Both of them do it anyway, so we
I
get it. I
agree with
get you though, but we ain't talking. But I feel you. So go ahead, Caleb, because I know you've been about to pop for a minute. Go ahead.
You talking about me, Leah?
Yeah, yeah. What the heck?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, well, to me,
You been...
I just came in here beasting like, no. Sorry. No,
No, you
but
good.
no, it goes both ways. And I do agree with a man for a long periods of time without him giving you commitment is crazy. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like that's where you have to have accountability. And accountability doesn't mean that you're wrong. It's just you got to know yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like men do prey on women. Like I'm a woman, so I know. I've had men tell me they're gonna give me the moon, the stars, and I want to be with you, and oh baby, I love you, and gaslighting. That's where that came from. They do it. Men make gaslighting up. Period. So I mean, to say that guys just come up to you and be like, oh no, I'm just chilling right now. I've heard men say that to different women, but I'm also the woman that they have lied to in the past. And now I just know, I know the signs because I'm older. But at the same time, it happens. These men, they prey on women a lot.
What the heck is?
They,
Oh, that's your background, bro.
My
So,
bad, my bad.
but yeah, I feel you on that. But yeah, well, the topic ain't about that though. We get it though, and we can say the same thing with women. They manipulate men too. So I mean, that's a whole nother thing though. So we got it. We get you on that. But like I said, we not trying to go too far off the topic though, because it's kind of focusing on women. Because I don't know who let this person. I know somebody. I was keeping that. I ain't accepted yet for a reason. Uh, my bad. Whoever didn't know, I just think in my mind I didn't accept it though. But but yeah, we focus really on the one we know is that I make a live about, men do this, whatever. I made a lot about that already though. But right now, we're not trying to take away the accountability part, even though we do know that, but you still play that part to get manipulated, right? Just like men, they get, or not manipulated, that wasn't your word. They play, what the frick you just said? But yeah, I mean, still, they got tricked. So
stay too
whatever.
long. They stay too
Yeah,
long.
but the reason, and it stay too long on that too, right? And that's the reason why it's still, you got to still hold yourself accountable on that situation for even getting in a situation like that. The reason why holding yourself accountable is so serious because if you don't, you continue to play the blame game or whatever, you'll never change. Who muted text? That's my people's. If you play the blame game and stuff, you'll never change or reselect the right person and stuff. You'll never know where you went wrong at. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be asking people. They be like, they do all this blaming, but I be like, well, would you be open to get tricked again then? Because
Hey,
if
Kev.
you never learn nothing, huh? What you say, Nas?
I just wanted to ask a question real quick when you get done, but go ahead, I'll wait.
All right, yeah. All right. Now I'm just saying, my whole point is just that the reason why, because accountability is on both ends, no matter what. It's just, and this is what the whole topic is about. That they never. It's so bad that because nobody never say what men do is right. Nobody said vice versa and stuff. But my thing is, what we do is every time you hold a woman accountable, they always got to throw the man part in, or if it's another woman that they mess with too, they throw that in to basically try to take away the accountability on that part. But both of them, they both play major parts. That's the thing. So even if we could say how bad the man is too, but then you play the part as in you either allow that situation, you thought you was gonna trick somebody, you thought your manipulation powers was gonna work and all that stuff. So that's where you gotta hold yourself accountable. So no matter what, accountability is on both ends. But like I said, you can't take away the one part and just say blame and don't be accountable for what you did or the major part of you. Just like I can say my breakup, if I broke up with somebody or my girl or something like that, I still played a part, in there, and I had to pay attention to all the things that I've done wrong in that situation, and whatever the girl I was with, what if she do or not, she has nothing to do with my life. But accountability is for your life, so you can help yourself make better choices in your life. So that's the reason why it's very lax of it, because they get enabled. You know what I'm saying? They get enabled. Well, I'll get a little further on that a little later when I redo this topic and stuff. But I think who
Nancy, and
was a
this
nice.
is Mayor Check. Yeah, that's the regular page. That's the one.
Yeah, oh yeah, and y'all
Go
follow.
ahead,
This the
Nancy.
page I wanted y'all to follow though, right here, because he gonna in about 15 minutes or so, he gonna probably either extend this live or he got something else for y'all to so we can talk about, because we be on the same page on this situation. So please follow him. And like I said, every Friday he do when y'all tired of cussing each other out and blowing each other brains out, whatever the situation is, and yelling and crying and all that stuff. He has a karaoke night. He have a karaoke night. You can come up there and show your vocals, or you could just simply just listen to some music and stuff. That's something that we kind of need, especially dealing with
You ain't
TikTok.
gotta sound
To
good.
bring.
Yeah, you just gotta want
Ooh,
to sing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Get to
Yeah,
singing. That's
exactly. You
all.
can just hum it or listen to it. Yeah, you can just mouth it or whatever you want to do. But yeah, it's a chill spot over there for sure. So please follow him. And like
Yeah.
I said,
From
follow
gospel to
me again
country.
too. Huh?
I
Oh no,
said
I just huh?
we play all kind of music from gospel to country. We don't
Boy,
discriminate.
it be changed. All of it too. If you gotta wash away your sins and stuff, we throw some gospel over there for sure. 'Cause a lot of y'all be boy.
Hey,
Uh,
I'm doing one on. I'm starting to do one on Saturday nights too. So
okay, yeah. Follow Warlock then. Follow Warlock and yeah,
Like,
follow him too for sure. If y'all soft, please don't do it. Don't follow him, man. Y'all not ready.
oh damn.
but,
what time,
but
what time, Warlock? What time?
Mine start at 8.
Yeah,
Mine start
8
at 8 on Saturdays. Yeah,
Eastern,
hey,
Central.
Eastern.
here
Okay,
go
okay,
real,
we
bro.
same time, 8 p.m. Eastern here too
Yeah.
on Friday, and then on 8
Oh,
p.m. on Saturday.
let
So
me
we
let
party
me.
all weekend.
Archer, that's who you should mute down there. Well, mute him talking about
Yeah,
Superman is trash. That's who you mute.
yeah. Real quick, can I plug
And
something
don't
real
forget
quick for
about the
tomorrow?
altar.
Can I plug something real quick for tomorrow?
Go ahead.
Tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm having a live about something that I think that we all need to get into. And only reason I'm gonna say it now because it's like 28 hours away. But I'm having a live in reference to prepping. I'm gonna have somebody on there that's gonna be discussing about the things that we need to be aware of and the things that the essentials that we're gonna need for prepping, just in case that there's a blackout, because we know that threat is a real threat. So tomorrow Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. is the time.
And last thing, and then I'm out. Go. Don't forget to tell them to go to the altar, Kev. All right, I'll see y'all in a little bit.
Hmm.
All right, my guy.
I wanted I want to put her in there, but she hardly go live though. That's why. So it's just
I know,
but
but that was
if
a good
y'all
live she had.
yeah. But if y'all want to, if she go live like that, because I know she don't have like really a set schedule. But if y'all want to follow I wish I could pin her. Man, you want to come up for a second, Arthur? But yeah, follow or put a comment down there or something for me. But yeah, follow Arthur too. Now she a woman that for sure hold women. She been on a lot of women's neck lately. I ain't gonna lie, and I love it though, and that's what's
Man,
really
she been
needed though.
going ham.
But she get you to she make sure you use your brain, and you can't let stuff slide with that situation or her people's over there either though. So yeah, follow her. That put down, laugh my butt off. I try. Please follow her too though.
Hey, Kev,
And J Love, let me get J Love too though. If you weaken your marriages and all that stuff, man, she gonna get on your head, man. She don't play the excuses either, which y'all probably learned earlier and stuff. So please, follow J Love. It's the reason why she got that gift, because when she preaching, she makes sure you full. Yeah, your stomach gonna be hurting too. Yeah, because that truth be hurting for real.
She for the men.
I think
hey,
I got
Kev.
everybody though.
I like
So something that I wanted to add when I was listening to the ladies speak and they were talking trash ass men. Let me tell y'all a story. What happened to a good close friend of mine? He was single. He met this woman who had kids. She was married, but they divorced. Anyway, she had 3 kids, and they dated roughly about a year and a half of them being into dating. He asked her if he saw them being married and basically would she marry him. So without hesitation, she said no, but she didn't give him a reason. And but she didn't want them to break up either. And he was telling me this story, and I was just sitting there listening to it. He knew what I was going to say in the end, but they continued to date, roughly about 3 years after that, and the relationship ended. And so when he got done telling me this story, I said, "And what did you learn?" And he said, "I learned that I should have left the moment she said no." And I said, "Did she ever give you a reason?" He said, eventually was because they argued a lot. But even after that, they continued to argue, but for some reason they stayed together. And I told y'all that story because just as you can say men string women along, women can string men along. And I asked him another reason. I said, "Is that the only reason why you stayed?" He said, "Well, truth be told, I grew attached to the children. She knew that, they knew that. And she used that a lot against me about how much her boys looked up to me, how much her daughter respected me, and how much they loved me. Like he talked about how they would go to Six Flags and stuff like that. And he would do all these things as if they were a family, but she didn't want them. She didn't want the marriage." Now, this is a true story. And so again, and I asked him, so what did you learn? And he was like, "Well, not to waste my time." So let's not sit here. The importance of this story is that he was accountable. He knew where he messed up. He said, "Yeah, maybe we didn't have to argue about every little thing." But that didn't change the fact that even though she told him no, she didn't want him to go anywhere because at the end of the day, he was still an upstanding man, because our relationships have arguments. So we can't sit
Here's
here
the
and say, hey, hang on, brother, I'm almost done.
go ahead, man.
I want to say that to say this, because it's so easy to paint men as the bad guy in the story because men are looked at as the natural aggressors, physically and etc. It's so easy to do that, but at the same time, it's easier for men to hold themselves accountable. Not all men, but it is easier for them to hold themselves and to be accountable in a situation to when they look at it and say, "You know what, this is where I went wrong." And that's why I feel like the topic you have up, host, is such a heated and sensitive topic, because when you ask men a direct question, they're gonna give you a binary answer, yes or no. When you ask women a direct question, they're gonna beat around the bush, read Pete's Dragon, put on a pot of coffee, and everything but yes or no. And that's why I say you gotta hold both parties accountable. Men are held accountable for being trash ass dudes, and women got to be held accountable for being trash ass women. And I'm done. Y'all have a good day.
All right. So at the
Here's
Warlock,
the
you go.
thing.
Then I'm gonna let Sergi go. And then after that, it's gonna be time for me to shut
I'm
off.
gonna make this as quick as I can. Here's the thing that I do believe that most women understand, most women with children. When you get a guy in your life and he spent time with you, which means hopefully he spends time with the children. Men usually grow extremely attached to that child, and he wants to see what's best for that child. So when you say that you don't see that she strung him along, you couldn't understand the attachment that we have to children when we get involved with them. That thing is that thing. Let me put it to you this way: that thing is stronger than y'all kitty cat. Let me put it to you that way. And a lot of people may deny that, but I am Lord, me and a whole lot of dudes I know. And the stepfather thing is a whole different ball game. But when you step into that role and you grow attached to that child, you will deal with shit that you would probably not deal with a woman without a child. That attachment to them children is something real. And that's how a lot of women hurt us, is with children. And they know it. So strung him along, maybe you can't say strung him along, but she knew the effect that him losing them children would be.
Mhm. So go ahead, Sergi, and you're gonna be the last one before I have to call it. Like I said, y'all follow me because I'm
And
gonna
be
be back on a
careful
little
with the
later
men
and
around
stuff.
your children too.
Peace out, guys.
All right, for sure, for sure. Appreciate it.
Shoot, you
Oh,
can
go
go
ahead,
ahead
Steve.
in, cause I don't know what y'all talking about now. I thought it was accountability. Look.
We'll get a little bit more. There's so much that done went down, but this just the beginning because I already know how it's gonna be later on.
Yes,
But
man.
yeah, overall, uh, Candace, you said you had something to say, something? You there?
Who?
I talking about Candace. I thought she said something. I thought she could.
Careful with men around your children too.
Hmm.
I feel like women need to be careful with men around their kids too.
Oh yeah, but that is a whole
Here
nother
she go
topic.
moving the goalposts.
Yeah, all
I'm
right. She
just
went on that.
saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's
It's a
cool, but that's not
whole
gonna.
nother
That got
ball.
nothing to do with accountability with
Because
women.
we gotta talk, we gotta trash women. If we not trashing women, these men gonna have a problem, celeb. You know you
No, we
accountability.
got a date to
If a
trash
woman
man. We
ain't
got a date to trash man, but we got to
trash
learn.
to these
We,
men, it's a problem. You know
yeah,
that.
but nobody be in here when I'm talking about the man. That's the funny part, though. So that's what I'm saying. Y'all be selective, though.
He
So
said,
you got to
he
talk.
said he was talking about uh that these men be attached to your kids. You got to be careful because I've seen a lot. I've seen
Yeah,
a
we
lot.
got that. So I see you next time when we talk about the man. Then that'll be cool, right? So we can't. Let's stop this deflecting thing. I guess women have a hard
It's
time
not.
with that, though.
It's not deflecting.
It
I'm
is
just
though.
saying you got to
It
be.
is though because you
You
came
got
up
to be
with you.
careful with these men around your
Okay,
kids.
we get it, right? Nobody said that's not that we don't know that's not a problem. We know that's a problem though. So what's the point of saying that now when we trying to hold women accountable? Y'all
So this is
horrible with
what
that.
this is about:
That's
holding
crazy.
women accountable for
That
men
job
being
it
trash to
burns when we
women.
say the word woman and accountability. I
Just
see that.
because a woman falls in love with a man and she might can't let go because he lied to her the whole time
Yeah, and
and he
that's
made
what you
her
doing number two.
love
That's why I
him
be like that's why I put number two right there. Woman majority of the time, women are allowed to play victim to run away from
because women are
accountability, and that's what's just
nature
been going on.
and
play victim. As
at
soon as we say
nurturing
something, anything about a woman, we get to come with the worst story scenario. You just don't know what I've been through,
because
and
y'all
man
be
is tricking me and all
hideous.
this stuff. Like, dang, can we just stick on one thing at a time?
Y'all be hideous. I ain't gonna lie. And I'm scared of y'all.
Okay, then what
No,
the heck?
ma'am, you're
Nobody
scared
say
of the
just
men
date
that
another
you
woman.
dealt with. You scared of the men that you
I
dealt
mean,
with.
no, let her be
I
scared. I
mean,
mean, that's what it is. Let her
the
stay
realities
in.
are a
Go
little
date another
scary
woman or
though.
something.
I will
Nobody
say.
stopping you. All right.
See,
I
somebody said this earlier. When can we deal
That's
with
what I'm
one
saying.
thing
You
at a
cannot
time?
talk about a woman without them throwing another side in there. Never. Never. That's
It's
our
all about the
problem.
whataboutisms, Kev. The
I
whataboutisms is a
think when it
bitch.
comes to these conversations, right?
Uh-huh.
It'll never be okay to just talk about one side. Why? Because
Yes, it can. I talked about men all day, and it was
can I
only one. I
finish?
only had one
Why can't I
counter.
finish?
Huh?
Can I finish? Can I
No, let me
finish
ask
my
because you saying these. I'm gonna let you finish though, but I'm just saying that's not true. I'm just disagreeing because I had a whole life about men and holding them, and nobody was doing that. So it can happen. You just ain't see it.
See, here's
Well,
the
no, let her
issue.
question?
go
I
ahead. She
listen.
can go
When
ahead
you
and finish.
talk about men, when you talk
I'm gonna
about
be
us,
quiet
right?
because y'all don't want to listen to me. Because go ahead.
Here's the thing, and Serenity, I apologize, but this irritates the living shit out of me. When we talk about men, right? When we're in here and this, that, and the other, we'll hear shit and we'll be like, fuck yeah, you know what, you right, fuck. Or what have you. But when it comes to women, 8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, it's about whataboutisms. You get what I'm saying? That's
Only
and
with women.
I don't like to bring him up because he triggers a lot of fucking people. But that's the whole thing with KS. He dogged the shit out of us for a couple of years.
I'm bringing it up tomorrow too.
Why didn't his platform take off? One, because men was like, you know what, fuck you, Kevin. But you know what? Yeah, you right though. Shit. Fuck. And we was stop. We was calling in. A woman came in there, tried to take her from men, and he jumped in her ass, and that took his shit off because anytime he said something to a woman, they tried to come up with excuse after excuse or reason or reason or reason. When men, we was like, you know what? That's fucked up. But yeah, you right. We wasn't putting up an argument about the shit. If you right, you right. If you wrong, you wrong. But when it came to women, he was telling them, look, this. They couldn't argue. They couldn't argue their point, so they tried to make up excuses and try to change, well, as they say, move the fucking goalpost. And that shit don't work. So when we're talking about women, we're talking about women. When we talk about men, it's usually not a long ass fucking live because we like, you know what? It's fucked up, but
Facts.
you're right.
Hey, Warlock, and
Facts. And
Serenity.
now
If
we
you
see the
don't believe
problem.
it,
Make sure to tag me in those men lives, because
okay.
one thing I
Every
can
every
say
Ooh.
Monday,
is every
every
single
Monday.
day
It's boring
I
to talk
see
about, man.
it's,
That's the
it's
problem.
funny is
That's
every time I
sad.
start talking, I guess y'all think it's time for y'all to talk. But you know what?
You acting like somebody saying that. I'm agreeing
Let
with
me
you though.
talk. Let me talk, please, 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 please,
Go
please.
ahead.
Thank you. I get on these apps every day, and you want to know why I go so hard? I'm very fair. I think I'm very fair. Every time I see a Nancy and Warlock, though, y'all come so hard on these women. I rarely ever see y'all come as hard on these men. That's me.
I don't come on
That's
me.
what I see.
Let her go.
That's what I see. Now I can't I'm not everywhere y'all go though. So
Wait,
I
hold
could
up,
be wrong.
Doctor Surgery. Is that true? Is that true? Do I never check men? Hold up,
I
hold
didn't say
up.
never. I ain't even say
Wait,
never though.
wait, Doctor Surgery. Is that true?
I mean, no, because I seen you checking in just when we
Did
in
I
Lord's
say never
live.
though?
Like, yeah, we
Okay,
had that happen.
Did I
okay.
No,
say
Because
somehow
never?
she got a blinder on, so it's cool. Whatever.
Oh,
We
now
gonna
I
just go
got a
rock
because
with
if
that.
blinder
So
I
on.
that's
know
what she see.
I said that I had to say it because if you seen me repetitively or enough that you know who I am by the sound of my voice, then
Mm-hmm.
you know that I am not biased. If you don't believe it, if you want to see this actually happen, where men accept accountability and women don't, follow Lower Ninth Ward King. Every
I'm
Monday he
always
has a
there.
breaking. He
If
has a breaking the bro code Monday and breaking the sister code on Tuesdays. And every time the sister code comes up, they will not break it. It hasn't been broken yet.
I'm always there.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's a
Now,
very biased
Yeah, I want to see
if
that
you,
same energy when we
if
hold men
you,
accountable. Why you gotta talk
right,
about the women?
you can ask Perfect
Never see that.
Tone, you can ask Brandon, you can ask No
yeah,
Teleprompt, Lower Saul, Blasian, Dr.
all of
Surgy,
those are
Kev, Mirror. It don't matter. I hold all
besides
parties
Dr.
accountable.
Surgery.
If a
It's very
trash
Yeah, but you ain't gotta
if a
prove
trash
yourself
ass
though.
dude, come up being disrespectful, I call him out. You can ask Mahogany, you can ask No Teleprompter. There are so many people who
She
will
don't
say
care.
they have seen me check people versus people who say they haven't seen me check dudes. And I promise you, all my life, I promise you that. I'm not biased when it comes to this shit. I'm gender neutral. Respect has no gender. Anybody can get it. Accountability has no gender. Anybody can get it. The problem is, just like when I asked the lady earlier, a simple yes or no question, she ran like Usain Bolt from it because she knew it was going to lead to women being held accountable. I said, if a bank gave you free money, would you take it? Well, it depends on the stipulations. The stipulations is that it's free. What else do you need?
yeah, but
What else do you need?
when you asked that question, I immediately said no.
What you are entitled to say no. I didn't say there was a right or wrong answer. What I
Yeah, I
said is
said no because anything that's given
because
for free got measure.
she could not give a simple yes or no answer. That was one point I wanted to prove that showed that women do not want to be accountable. It's simple yes or no. We don't need to know who was the last dude who did you wrong 20, 30, 40
Oh
fucking years
Lord.
ago. I wanted a yes or no answer. And regardless if she would have said yes or no, the majority of the population said yes. And
They
that's how the
stupid.
majority, well, that's them. And that's how the majority of people think. Because when you offer something free with no stipulations, you offering that man sex, a place to live, your car, your time, your energy, your body, your money, etc., and you ain't putting them on no time frame, that's why they do it. That's why they do it. And how was he gonna get in trouble? You didn't give him no stipulations. There were no expectations. You didn't say, I ain't about to let you bust in me or sleep with me unless you gonna put a ring on it. You didn't say, nah, I want to be married before I carry. You didn't say, nah, you gotta show me some credentials other than you walking around with a 9.5 and you 6'2", 210 pounds of solid oh my bad, I'm talking about me right now. But anywho, the case in point is this. She did not want to answer those questions because she knew it would open up the door of the first step of a woman being accountable. And that's why she ran. And I do it to men too. And Lower does it to men too. And Peter does it to men too. And Saul does it to men too. And Kev does it to men too. Mira does it to men too. Warlock does it to men too. I've heard all of these men say the same thing, but it's so crazy how y'all always miss that. Y'all
So
always miss
That's
that.
just
Anasi, the lives when men are held accountable, they are very short, very brief, and to the point.
And
Because
to the point.
we're like, okay, we fucked up. Yep. All right, shit.
I think that's all. It's always
She
gonna
don't
be like
care
a
though. Y'all
brick
gonna
wall
realize
though,
that.
because what happens
Don't
is, and I
speak for
think this
me,
is,
Kev.
oh Lord, what happens
Serenity, I
is
want you to
you have
follow
two
me if you
different
don't, honey. Follow me.
perspectives, and people bump heads, and so when the perspectives or the values don't align, people call themselves having to hold each other accountable. Accountability is not about your perspective or your viewpoint is different than mine. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm not big on the whole I'm gonna hold you accountable thing because I really don't think you can. Um, I think a lot of people get called out on certain things if you don't align with their viewpoint, but
Mm.
I don't call it holding accountable.
And
So
that's
I
why
feel
they
Mm-hmm.
like
like that.
this is what this is what I feel like happens, all right? And I want you to really kind of follow me here. So I've seen it myself. Everyone that I've seen on this panel in this Kev's live, they hold both people accountable, but this is what happens. A lot of times we are trying to make a point to get you to understand, right? And one thing that I think we all need to realize is that you can still disagree but yet understand, for one. All
Mm-hmm.
right, now the whoever is checking or is trying to get the woman to understand, they ask questions to set up for a follow-up question. Now, they're just trying to streamline the understanding. But y'all are the women be so in their head about, oh, they're asking me this because they're gonna, you don't know what they're trying to make. And what I've seen happen is that they ask you a question, y'all deflect because y'all think that they're trying to make some type of point against you, and it's like technically in a way yes, but sometimes it's not even the way that you're thinking. You're just going off of feeling instead of just answering the question. And a lot of times if y'all would just answer the question, we could move on with the conversation, but y'all deflect, so now someone else has to step in and try to explain. Then y'all want to sit here and say, oh well, y'all don't do this to me, y'all don't do this to men. The only time I've really seen men deflect, half the time those men are drunk. And or it, you know what I'm saying, or they're really belligerent. Now, most of the time I have seen the man come and finally come full circle. It takes so long. Honestly, for the most part, I feel like more men we can get come full circle. It's the women where like if we got 10 women up here and they're all they're all deflecting. We may get two to finally come full circle. If
Mm.
we had 10 men up here, we're trying to get them to come full circle, we'll probably have 8 out of 10 to come full circle. And that's what's happening. I see it every day. Every single day. And it's crazy because it's like Kev, like well, the other Friday night or whatever, all we did was ask the girl, does she have kids? I can take care of my kids. I can take that ain't even what that is not what we wasn't even thinking about that. Like that's not even the point of what he was trying to say. He was just literally asking if you had kids. And I'll
Hey,
do that all the time. And the thing about it is, if y'all would just simply answer the question so the man can explain so that you can form an understanding, you can move on and understand and move differently. And they had changed your thought process, right? And now, guess what? Now you can possibly help another woman change their thought process. And I often feel like another thing, a second layer, and I'm gonna land my plane. And y'all have seen it. A man can, poach for information from a woman, try to get them to understand, and the woman will deflect or whatever. It's 9 times out of 10. It's always like another woman has to come in after the man to reaffirm what the man was saying to even get you halfway around the damn circle. Then the woman has to finish getting you around the other half. And I'm
Hey,
done.
hey,
All
Rush.
right, so
So last thing, Kev, I promise. And Serenity, if you don't follow Pit Misha, follow her as well. Pit Misha held a live one time, and the live was about how the live was about. Hang on one second. The live was about how now there was at least 50 teachers, and it wasn't even all of them, within this year alone, who had been both accused and found guilty of either being impregnated by or essaying students that they were in charge of, right? So in this live, these women had the goddamn, and I'm telling you, luckily, like, I wanted to lose my shit. They had the goddamn audacity to say, well, how old were the boys? The live wasn't even about that. I want to show you something here. The live was about how these teachers had essayed and been impregnated by middle schoolers, boys in middle school, high school,
That's my
and
phone.
younger. And what did the women start doing? Well, how old were the boys? First off, bitch, they were boys. And you see, I don't use that word lightly. But when you act less than human, that's what I'm going to call you, because that's what you acting like. Because it's not a problem. Never mind the fact that this grown adult woman and women make up 80%, over 80% of the workforce in the education field. Also, they're in the education field in their sexual prime, between ages 25 up to 50 and 55. So they go up in these schools hot in the pants and they essay these young boys, and the women start saying, well, how old were the boys?
Thanks.
Why does that matter? Y'all deflect like a motherfucker when it comes to being accountable. And now these boys who are under the age of 18 now have children. These are children having children. Don't know nothing about being sexually active like that, because most men experience their first sexual encounter with an older woman. That's a fact. But then we don't want to talk about that. We don't. But you can say how young were the boys. It's deflection and it's sick. And that's why women don't want to be held accountable, because it makes them, for the first time in their life, realize that, uh-oh, I can be the villain. Uh-oh, my pussy is not on a pedestal. Uh-oh, I am not the God's gift to men. It
Because if it
makes
was a
you,
male teacher, they
it
would have been
makes you,
asking that.
exactly. It makes you, for the first time in your life, look your fucking self in a mirror and say, you know what? I am at fault here, because we've been lied to our whole lives, saying that girls are sweet, made out of candy, and can do no wrong. And if they are done wrong, well, it was a reason from your past why you were so traumatized. And last thing, just like when the world drug R. Kelly, no, I don't take up for R. Kelly. I love his music, but nobody wanted to talk about the fact of what his sister did to him when he was a boy. Nobody wanted to talk about that. And how you just started and created a whole new monster. And guess what? The cycle repeats itself, all because your punk ass didn't want to be held accountable. And now I'm done.
So what I would say about this, because it'll be a cold day in
Yeah,
hell.
you the last one, man, because I'm literally going to shut down.
Okay, cool, no problem. I'm just gonna say it'll be a cold day in hell before I ever follow Pick Misha. Never. No, her and I do not see eye to eye on this app. Never. It'll never happen. But as far as the topic of boys being touched at a young age, I believe I was on a live with Brandon when we were speaking about that. And I think it's a big issue. The biggest issue with that is because it is romanticized with young boys. When a young boy loses his virginity to an older woman, matter of fact, it was
Here you
on.
go deflecting.
I'm not. Just listen. Just listen. So you're so ready to fight, you don't
What's your
listen.
point?
See, you see how y'all ready to fight? Just listen, okay? All right. So it's romanticized when a young boy loses their virginity to an older woman. It's never those women are never held accountable. Why? Because the women and the men gaslight those little boys. And that's a problem in our community,
That's not
especially
true.
in the black. Okay, let me
That's not
finish.
true.
Was I quiet this whole time when you were talking? Can you give me the same respect, please?
Granted, go ahead.
Thank you. So yes, it's a fact. If we disagree, that's fine, okay? But it is romanticized. People like when Boosie came out and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get a prostitute to sleep with my 9-year-old son," and a lot of people was like, oh yeah, I mean, that's what we do, you know what I'm saying? Put some hair on your chest type stuff. We need to stop that mentality in our community because it makes these boys think that it's okay. These older women who are disgusting need to be locked up. Ain't no justification for them women being able, like, I want to say I was on Omega's live, and I want to say it was like 9 out of 12 men came up there and said before they was the age of 14, they were molested or lost their virginity or something by their babysitter, and nobody did anything about it. If anything, they peers, they homeboys, and the girls was like, oh man, I mean, I want a babysitter, like making it like it was a good thing. And I think maybe if we change that trajectory and start throwing these women, these nasty ass women, into jail where they fucking belong, maybe we can stop this, because our boys need to be protected and they're not being protected as far as I'm concerned. And that's all I wanted to say.
All right, so real quick, I'm gonna tell everybody. Well, Mary just popped in here. Um, I think y'all follow him though. Follow me, because I'm gonna start back a little later to have to throw that for the new people that just came in here. Because I'm gonna redo this. I'm gonna do the second section of this, because I believe it's gonna get a lot more deeper later. What's the Peacock? And then what was I about to say? Yeah, follow Mirror. We about to go switch over to there real quick, and I'll catch y'all later though. Appreciate all y'all, and we get a little deeper later on.
All right, my guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Look, I gotta go
Good,
take my
Warlock.
old man nap. So.
All right, bud. All right,
All right.
Freddie. The great.